Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network for another edition of Beat Digger Football. Right here from Fort Morgan, Colorado, is your Brush Beat Diggers. Coming off a loss to Waynes last week, look to rebound against their other cross-county rival, the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Tyler Carmen alongside Ron Albo. Ron, got a chance to listen to Coach Rosenbrock after last week. He was encouraged despite kind of the heartbreaker that they had.
Yeah, definitely. He said that, one of his first statements was the kids played really hard, and that's always a positive right there. Another thing, too, he talked about great effort on both sides of the ball, both offense and defense, a lot of hustle, especially for, the first game out of the year to have that type of hustle and that type of intensity definitely makes a lot of difference. One of the things he did state, he said, we had 6 sophomores starting on offense. That's a big chunk of guys. That's almost 50% of your football team there in key positions starting to, for the first game of the year. And the big thing those guys have to get used to is they got to get used to the speed of the game, the intensity of it. So they got to get used to that. And so as the season goes on, they'll definitely be able to develop from that. But that's one of the things that he said, that he was, very pleased with. And I think the big thing that really kind of hit home with me is he said after that game, he said there was a lot of kids that were emotional. Kids were crying. So that tells you that they bought into the system, they bought into what's going on, and that when they're emotional like that, they know they take it serious, and they know that they're going to put the effort in week after week to get better.
Absolutely. That shows they care. And that's sometimes that's half the battle.
Exactly.
With a high school football team. Run through your starters real quick. Brought to you by B&B Appliance. With over 30 years of experience, B&B Appliance can help match the appliances to your needs. Stop by 502 Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. First, for the home Mustang football team, they're 0-1 after a loss to Conifer last week as well. Their defensive starters for the night: Angel Lopez Sariana, number 2 Charlie Langford, number 13 Ben Fritzler, number 16, Cade Underwood. Number 41, Noah Aguirre. Number 45, Wyatt Patterson. Number 47, Oscar Ramirez. Number 67, Christian Velasquez. Number 71, Carson Roth. And number 81, Cameron Daly. For the Brush Beat Diggers, also 0-1, their offensive starters for the night: number 6, Juan Sanchez Calvillo. Number 7, Eric Rico, that's your quarterback. Number 8, Wiley Eicher. Number 11, Hunter Proctor. Number 37, Tanner Ledgate. Number 44, Richie Bruno. Number 49, Brody Dick. Number 55, Caleb Jimenez. Number 59, Andrew Herrera. Number 63, Cole Curtis. Number 67, Gunnar Washburn. And number 77, Eli Klein. Once again, that's your starters, brought to you by B&B Appliance. Coin toss just completed. Brush won and deferred. Looks like Fort Morgan's going to receive to start the first half here. Opening kickoff brought to you by Buildings by Design. First impressions are important. Buildings by Design will make your vision a reality. Visit buildsbydesign.com. Mustangs in their home uniforms, that burgundy jersey, white numbers, white pants, white helmets. Brush, their away whites. White pants, white jersey, maroon numbers, maroon helmets.
Tyler, this game always brings on a lot of different emotions as far as that goes. Crosstown rivals. Fort Morgan Brush has been battling many, many years, and so it's always good when this game comes around that the emotions get a little bit higher. So I know everybody's got a lot of intensity here. A lot of these guys know each other. They've either played Pee-wee football with them, they played basketball against them. Some have even played, football or baseball against them, basketball. So they've competed a lot throughout their careers. And so when they get on this field and they get a chance to compete to the other one, they want to show which team's superior. So I look for this to be a very high emotional game and a lot of intensity from both sides of the ball.
Be remiss to mention that last year's contest was a 26-6 victory by your Brush Beat Diggers. Coach Joe Rosenbrock surely brought that up this week, said, hey, we beat these guys last year. We can definitely do it again.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. Even though they came off of a loss last week, there's a lot of things that you can look for that were positive, but also knowing that last year they came to our stadium, we beat them there, so we've kind of got a leg up on them. Now it's a chance to keep that confidence going and hopefully come out with a win.
And from what I've heard last week at Conifer kind of ran all over this team. So that plays well into Brush's hands. We'll see if they can make it happen here. Rico's going to kick it off. Away it goes. Return man fields it shy of the 10-yard line. He runs to his left. There's a Brush man right there chasing him down. That's number 2, Alazar Acosta, who turns it upfield, gets it up to the 25-yard line. Fort Morgan will be looking right into the sun here to start, kind of directly west there. Definitely going to be a glare.
We have a flag on the field on the far side at the 40-yard line. Kind of believe it's going to be on the kick return team, so that'll be assessed here after they get the ball set.
It was holding, so that'll back them up 10 there from the spot that Acosta was down, right? It should be back at the 15 here. Indeed it is. 16-yard line is where Fort Morgan will kick this game off. J.J. Marquez is the man who's going to lead this Fort Morgan offense. Just a sophomore.
Another interesting point, too, both quarterbacks for each team are sophomores. So this is going to be interesting to see how they develop throughout their careers playing against each other.
Marquez certainly has the height. Dude looks like he's 6'4" out there. They go pistol set to start. He fakes the handoff to the wrong side there. He turns it upfield, turns something into nothing, a spin move across the 25-yard line. That's going to be, I think, good enough for a first down or right close to it.
Close to it. It'll probably be about a yard short, so a good pickup of about 9 yards. That brings up second down and 1.
Pistol set again. Tight end to the left here. They're on the left hash mark. The reset. Power to the left side as well. They hand it off that way, up the middle. I believe that's number 26 for Fort Morgan Mustangs. It is Samson Ortega, the junior running back. Runs hard.
First down.
Great job by the part of the Fort Morgan offense at that time. They had the fullback and back behind there. He just basically led the way there, and that tailback followed him and picked up 7 yards on that play and a first down.
Oscar Ramirez is the senior fullback there. He is a load. I like the brochures and the programs that give you the weights of these kids, too. They fake it this time. Hunter Proctor's great there on the edge. He's going to drop Marquez in the backfield behind the 30-yard line.
Excellent job from the defense as far as playing disciplined football, coming up, making sure they're a sure tackler, getting him to the ground. That'll bring up now second down and long.
Yeah, they ran right into Proctor's arms on that play. And actually, Marquez wanted to cut it up the field there and couldn't. I believe that was Sanchez there waiting for him, so he tried to bounce it outside where Proctor was there and waiting. Same formation now, tight end to the right. They hand it off the left. So, nope, they faked it. Marquez still has it. He gets across the 40-yard line. Picks up about 10 yards. Gets back what he lost on the play before, and it'll be second and a long 2.
And Marquez does a great job of keeping that ball inside and that fake and holding it to the last minute, pulling that ball out and making things happen on the run.
Fooled me. Fooled me for sure. Fort Morgan's going to try a little something different here. They got 2 wideouts to the right side this time. Tight end and fullback to the left. Slot man comes in motion right to left. Flag flies. Either false start or illegal move. False start it is. 5-yard penalty will make this third down a little bit tougher. The marker changed it to 4th, but it should stay third down. There you go, he fixed it. They'll split a man out wide either side this time. Grant Becker and Alazar Acosta are the 2 wideouts. Tight end to the right side, fullback to the right behind the guard. Marquez is looking that way. Oh, he gets dropped. Ball's out. Brush recovered it, I believe.
Well, there was nobody there to block Caleb Jimenez. He just came free, blew right through the offensive line and made contact and caused the fumble. Great job on the defense.
I believe it was Tanner Ludgate that recovered it. But it could have been anyone. There was about 5 or 6 beat diggers there around the ball.
And that'll bring up good yardage for him in positive territory, right up just shy of the 29-yard line.
8:48 to go in the first. Score knotted up at 0. Brush. First offensive set here from the 29. They hand it off to Bruno. Bruno breaking tackles. Gets close to a first down. He should be right about the 20-yard line. They mark him back a couple. 7-yard gain there for Bruno. Boy, that's what we like to see to start here. He got a heavy dose there in the second half of last week's game. They give it right back to him. He doesn't care who's in front of him. Richie Bruno powers forward maybe a yard or 2. Give him 2 and it'll be 3rd and 1.
We've got an injured player on the field.
We have a beat digger down.
That
might
is
be number 60, I think. Is that Austin Lay?
It is. Looks like the way he's holding himself, it looks like it's almost
Left.
a knee or an ankle.
Yeah, left foot. Or left leg, I should say. He's helped off the field. Ball be at the 20-yard line.
Not a good sign. I mean, Austin Lay didn't play last weekend, so he's back in ready to go this week, and then that happens on their first, their second series of first series of the game.
3rd down and 1 for Brush after the injury timeout.
Well, I think you just go right back to Bruno again, don't you think?
Yeah, don't change it up. Just do what's working real well and just run the ball. The offensive line is starting to get. They've got a lot of confidence right now. They know that they can move that front.
Tight end to the right here. They're going to go I formation. Turn around, hand it off. First down's picked up, 2 yards at least.
Number 3, Dustin Hernandez on the carry. He is
I don't think that was number 3 on the carry. I believe that was Tanner Ludgate.
Yep. Once again, just keep the clock moving, keep the chains moving. It's 1st down and 10 inside the 25-yard line. Actually, the 20-yard line.
Inside, yep, about the 19. Under 8 minutes to go now in the first. Hunter Proctor's going to go out to the left side here. Wiley Eichers right off the tight end to the right. They hand it to Bruno. He's going to go off the right side there, pick up about 4.
helping out on the stop, number 67.
Gosh,
Christian
if you're any guy, any Fort Morgan Mustang playing in the box, how are you going to like it if 44 is bearing down on you for the whole game? 3 early carries for number 44, Richie Bruno.
Brush was running that off-tackle play of 46 where they had the tight end, everybody blocking down, and our halfback kicked out. Well, Fort Morgan did a great job of closing that down real quick. Picked up minimal yards.
2nd and 3 here. Give it to Bruno again. This time he gets maybe a couple.
Richie Bruno on the carry. 3rd down.
They held him. He did not pick up any yards. So it's going to bring up
didn't.
3rd down and 7.
Ball's at the 14. Wiley Eicher brings the play in. Brush taking their sweet time here in the huddle. Man in motion left to right here. Rico's going to roll out to the right. He flips it up to Hunter Proctor. Oh, great play there by the defensive back for Fort Morgan, Grant Becker, who breaks up the pass in the end zone intended for Hunter Proctor.
Yeah, lots of pressure from the Fort Morgan defense that time. They sent a stunt, I believe, with one of their defensive linemen, and he was able to get in there and cause pressure, force Rico to roll to his right and look for something downfield, but unfortunately that ball was tipped away. And now that brings up 4th down, and we should be kicking a field goal.
A 35-yard attempt here for sophomore Eric Rico. High snap, ball down, kick is up. It's got the leg for sure. It is good, right down the middle. Put 3 points on the board for Eric Rico, and Brush scores first with 5:49 to go in the first quarter. I'm okay with that. Didn't waste the good field possession
Good
there
field
that
position.
you got from the fumble recovery.
Yep, definitely. So, you know, every time you go down, you got to score points whenever you get that chance. And so 3 points, 6 points, doesn't really matter. They just got to score every time they get down there.
That was a beautiful kick.
Yep.
That might have been good from 45.
And you know what I liked about that series is that Brush was not in a hurry. They were taking their time. They were utilizing as much time as they can on the clock, getting their plays in, but still getting the plays off in enough time and not getting any penalties. So that's
The only rush play was that last offensive play there from the incompletion there. That it just was a little quick.
Rise for the kickoff.
Rush had to kick it back to from Fort Morgan. Rico swings his leg, good kick again. Down inside the 10. Return man here does a little whoop-de-woo, trying to make something happen. Flag flies at the tackle. Hope it's not a face mask.
usually in that area when you got guys running around like that, it's usually a block in the back. So we'll
Yep.
see because there's just
flag on the play. Number 2, Charlie Langford on the return. Illegal block in the back against Fort Morgan.
It is indeed blocking the back. Charlie Langford's a return man. I think I was looking at Brush's roster when I was the last time. I apologize.
So on both kickoffs, Fort Morgan has suffered penalties, which has given them negative yardage to start their series.
Yeah, that's something we didn't talk a whole lot about last week. Brush's penalties were good. I mean, we talked about the offensive line, no penalties
Yep.
in your
And-
first game, a young line. That's almost unheard of. That's good discipline. Fort Morgan's going to come out shotgun here, 4 wide, 2 to either side. They hand it off up the middle. Did the ball come out again? I don't think so.
Number 27,
Either way, Samson Ortega, the ball carrier, picked up about 5.
Well, that time Richie Bruno just got eaten up by that offensive line. He had 2 guys on him coming right away, and they just kind of buried him there. So he's got to have our defensive linemen keep those linemen off of our linebackers so we can make tackles, we can make plays.
They're going to go 4 wide again. Ortega will be to the right of Marquez. They're on the far hash. Marquez is going to try and take this up the middle. Tanner Ludgate's waiting for him. Picks up maybe a couple. They give him 4. It'll be 3rd and 1.
3-yard gain on the play, 3rd down.
I'd like for them to come out and just try to pound this ball straight ahead. They've got some big backs they just brought in as
Yep.
well as their tight end. So
Yep.
that tells me that's their power run package right there.
Still have 1 wide out split to either side. Tight ends to both sides. Brush brings a blitz here. Ortega tries to hurdle a man. Picked up maybe a yard.
That's going to be close.
It is close. It's going to be 4th and short.
Yeah, looking at the down marker and the chains on the far side. Yeah, he's about a half a yard short.
They're not even going to bring the chains out. They know it. Fort Morgan's going to go for it here. Boy, Richie Bruno with a little bit of payback there. Blew through the line. And I think Fort Morgan's going to call a timeout.
Mustangs.
First charge timeout to Coach Davies. Equitable Savings and Loan. Borrow locally from people you know. Equitable has been providing personal bankers to help you through all the steps. Stop by one of 10 locations across the plains or visit equitable-savings.com.
Interesting call this early in the game, Tyler. What does he do? Do they punt the ball away or do they try to go for it, knowing that they're deep in their own territory? They don't get a conversion. They get the ball right back to Brush again. There's a chance they're down, 7. They'll be down, 10 zip here real quick. So this is going to be a really interesting call to see what coach is going to do.
3:59 to go first. I think I go for it. It's still early on. Your defense was able to hold up and only give up a field goal on Brush's first possession. So I say go for it.
You're a gutsy guy.
I am. I am. I am. 100%. A good student section for Fort Morgan.
To the Mustangs after the timeout.
Out of the timeout, there's going to be 2 receivers split out to the right side. If I was to take a guess, I bet that's where they're going to run it. They got a tight end to the left. They got a fullback to the right. Marquez will go under center. Tight end goes in motion left to right. Direct snap here. Ooh, this is going to be close. Push.
I don't think
Both teams, I don't think he got it either. I wonder why the refs are taking so long to blow it dead. It wasn't going anywhere. They're going to spot it. It looks short. It looks way short.
Brush had everybody up on the line of scrimmage that time. They knew they were going to try to run straight at him. They had to get everybody in a gap and make sure they had no open spots, and what a great job on the part of the defense.
That was Trey Romero that took the direct snap there. I mean, I don't have the best vantage point, but this looks short by a country mile. They're bringing the chains.
It's short.
Is. Oh, no, it's not. No. Oh. Well, that tells you how good my eyes are. Look, even the brush are like, look.
Boy, that's got to be the closest spot we've ever seen then, Tyler, because that sure did not look like they had a first down.
Fort Morgan's trying to hurry the line here, trying to catch Brush sleeping. Now they're going to make some. They're going to bring 2 men out to the left this time. Boy, I mean, when he got tackled, I thought for sure it was short, but they did get a little push there.
And credit, hats off to Fort Morgan, their offensive line, for just moving our guys just enough to get that first down.
So give 1 yard to Trey Romero. Brush takes its frustrations out of the next play as Ortega's going to be dropped for a couple.
Made in the backfield. Number 44, Richie Bruno on the tackle.
Richie Bruno, among others. Backs Morgan up a couple yards.
You know, really impressed so far with the defensive line of Brush as far as being able, they're really physical today. I mean, this is a big offensive line once again, like they faced last week with Wiggins, but not being intimidated, not backing down from us. So that's great. I mean, they're holding their own in the trenches.
You know what helps with a good defensive line is linebackers willing to come up and make the tackles and get in the trenches as well. And Ludgate and Bruno and Sanchez are definitely fit that bill here as Marquez is going to go deep down the field, overthrows his man by a mile. That was Lopez Sariana.
Angel Lopez Sariana.
The intended man there, no chance at all.
Levi Cox right there in his hip pocket on the coverage, making sure if that ball was anywhere close, he'd been able to knock it down.
So now 3rd and forever for Fort Morgan. They're going to split one of their tight ends out wide to the left here. 2 men split out to the right. Marquez shotgun set here. Sampson's going to go split out. They're going to try a little screen. It's going nowhere. Ludgate and Bruno. Ludgate had an initial chance at him, forced the return man to the inside, and Bruno was there to clean it up. Ludgate came in later. I don't think that gained anything. Does go down as a completion, but for no yards.
No yards exactly. Ball still placed at the same spot it was when they started that play.
Langford was the receiver there. So Fort Morgan elects to punt. Good punt here. Sanchez fair catches it on Brush's side of the 50. It'll be Brush's first time in negative territory here. 2:06 to go in the first, leading 3-0. They'll start over from about the 46-yard line.
And when we say negative territory, it's still about a half a football field, so that's not bad.
It's great. You take it all day long. Rush will send a man out wide either side. We're going to have a false start here. Tanner Ludgate was a little quick.
Prior to the snap, false start against the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That'll back him up to the 41-yard line.
1st and 15, 2:05 to go in the first. Brush leads 3-0. They're actually part of the field now where I don't have to lean out the window.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong. Same formation, split out either side. Handed off to Bruno off the left side. Bruno's going to pick up about 2 or 3.
Fort Morgan, on their, as far as defense goes, they've got their defensive end to the weak side, away from the strength, and they've got him angled so that on the snap of the ball, he's just flying in there right away, hoping he can break up the play or blow things up. But he's got to hopefully
bite
brush.
you.
Yeah.
That'll bite you at some point. Same formation here. They're going to run a little pitch here to Sanchez off the right side. He's looking for the sideline. He's got it. Ooh, gets tripped up as he gets across the 50.
Stop made on the near side by number 41, Noah Aguirre.
Juan Sanchez's first carry of the game. Gets him about 10 yards.
47-yard line, third down.
Brings up a good short yardage, third down. Just a little less than 4 yards to go.
Proctor and Eicher are going to be split out to either side again. Brody Dixer tight end to the right. Bruno and Sanchez behind Rico, under center. They give it to Bruno. Bruno breaking tackles. He's got the first down across the 45.
Number 44, Richie Bruno on the carry.
And that play, once again, is a 46, executed very well by the offensive line. The tight end, he's the key blocker there, and Brody Dick just collapsed that left side of the defensive line from Fort Morgan, making those positive yards for Richie Bruno.
Eicher will take a breather. Under a minute in the first. 35 seconds to be exact. Proctor will be split out to the left. Rico under center. Hands it off to Ludgate. Ludgate up the left side. Got a lot of room to run here. Breaks some tackles. Hunter Proctor with a good block down the field. Great run by Tanner Ludgate.
Number 37,
Give him about 25 yards there and a first down.
It's good for a Brush first down. On the 23-yard line.
That was a really, really nice setup there.
Yep, that was a off tackle or outside trap to the far side of the field with our tackle or guard pulling actually, and then Ludgate just follows him and picks up big yards.
We're going to try and get a playoff here before the quarter ends. 2 seconds, they do get it off. Rico's going to roll to the right. Ball's batted up in the air. That's not good. That's going to be picked right at the end of the first quarter as Brush was driving. That ball was batted up in the air, and Noah Aguirre came down with it.
Number 41, Noah
That's
Aguirre.
easy pickings for Fort Morgan defense. And Brush had some momentum. They give it right back right at the end of the first quarter. We'll take a quick timeout, come back with the second right here on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Welcome back into Beat Digger Football on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Fort Morgan with the big turnover there. Picking up an interception off of Eric Rico. They start the second quarter with the ball. Samson Ortega goes nowhere there. On a little delayed handoff. He loses 5 yards. Gee whiz.
Coach Rosenbrock's bringing the pressure with the linebacker Sanchez on a blitz, I believe, that time because he was in the backfield real quick. So tells me he had a little bit of a head start to get there.
Fort Morgan with their beautiful hand signals there. Takes forever.
A lot of crazy stuff going on down there.
2 men split out to the left. That's the far side of the field. Marquez is going to roll that way. Gets drilled. Richie Bruno knocks down, had a chance for a pick there. I believe Tanner Ludgate let Marquez feel it.
Yeah, Fort Morgan had a delayed. They took that running back and had him delay roll out to the left, and that's who he was going for all along. Richie Bruno on the coverage right there in the flats was able to get his hand up and knock the ball down.
I get you want to set up plays and stuff like that, but you're not on either hash. You're in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Why on earth would you have a right-handed quarterback roll to his left side and open himself up like that?
Yeah.
Roll to your sideline. You can run the same play. It's now third and forever for Fort Morgan. Pistol set. Ortega's going to jog out to the
Delay game.
left. It is indeed a delay game. That's going to make this third down a little bit tougher here. About 3rd and 20 now. Ball's clear back inside the 20-yard line of Fort Morgan. Ball at the 19. Let's see if they send Ortega out again. Now they'll have a man jog out to the right. That's Broden Jess. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Pistol set, fullback to the right as well. Marquez is looking left. He's going to throw a bomb down the field there. Pass is complete. Nope, they call it incomplete. They call it incomplete. Must have hit the ground. I think Proctor got away with one a little bit there.
Yeah, there was definitely some contact there.
I was expecting a flag. I mean, Proctor had his arm, his left hand, squarely in the middle of his chest. So it after all the hoopla, it is incomplete. It actually looked like a really nice catch there by, I believe that was number 2, Charlie Langford. He wasn't happy. He thought he caught it too. Well, I mean, that's what you're supposed to sell it to the right.
Oh, yeah.
No, I caught it, I swear.
And great tight coverage on the part of Proctor. I mean, that's a great job. That's just exactly what you want him to do. You drill that in practice every day, and hopefully your players can do that.
So Fort Morgan's going to punt. Romero's the punt man. Ooh, he kind of shanked it a little bit. Gets a good roll, though. It's going to roll past the 50, down to the 46-yard line of Brush.
Punt is down at the 46-yard line.
No harm, no foul after the Rico interception here. Brush will take back over. In good starting position
Good
again.
field position again. I mean, pretty much half a football field to score points, so you can't complain about that. And both teams have had plenty of opportunities to get in the end zone, but just, they'll drive, and next thing you know, it's a turnover, and the other team's got the ball. So we'll see if Brush can control the clock right now in the second quarter.
Proctor's going to split out to the right. I think Fort Morgan's going to burn it. Second timeout with 10:54 to go. In the second quarter, Brush leads 3-0. Stubbs Gas and Oil one-stop shopping does exist. Gas, food, and all your travel accessories. Get off I-76 at exit 66A in Wiggins to visit them.
We talk about the Brush offense just kind of finding their rhythm as far as running the ball. That's what they've been doing very well. So I think the key is just to keep that up. Fort Morgan's got to figure out a way to stop that offense, but it's very difficult just because of the misdirection that goes on, the inside trap, the outside trap, bootlegs, the off-tackle plays. If you stop one thing, we're going to come back with something else that's going to be a big hitter. So that's the nice thing about Brush, is keeping those guys guessing back and forth.
Turnovers help. So, I mean, Brush takes care of the ball.
Yep.
I mean, I think this is...
In Fort Morgan right now, to me, it just seems like they're just trying to hit big plays. They're not staying consistent with something. They'll run the ball. It's pretty consistent. They pick up positive yards, and they try to get downfield again. So
I think you got to give credit to Brush's D-line. Their front eight.
Yeah.
You'd think Fort Morgan would be able to run it.
Yeah.
With Ortega and those two big fullback and tight ends, but I think Brush's defense is just really showing it's that good here. Bruno goes up the middle, kind of off the right side. Almost looked like a busted play there, but
yeah. And all he needs is a crease. I mean, with that misdirection of the line, with those guys pulling and down blocking, all they got to do is just get a little alleyway there, and he's a big enough guy. Once he gets through, it's going to take 2 or 3 guys to bring him down. So great job.
7 yards on his 7th carry of the game for 44 Richie Bruno. He gets a breather.
That'll be the quick hitting tandem, Sanchez and Ludgate.
Proctor split out to the right. They give it to Tanner off the left side. He stopped just shy of the 45 of Fort Morgan. Should be, little extracurriculars there. Sanchez in the middle. Flag flies. It was a number 67 for Fort Morgan.
Yep.
Christian Velasquez. We'll see. Unsportsmanlike on Fort Morgan. That'll help Brush's cause a little bit.
Yep. Well, the referee was right there, Tyler, and I know there's some pushing and shoving going on, but he saw the last guy that pushed, and it was Fort Morgan. And every time that comes up, you're going to get the penalty.
Yep.
15 yards against the Mustangs.
Persiota will take a breather. I think Coach Rosenbach's going to have some words for him, too.
Yeah, he will.
Not any discouraging words, just, hey, that could have very easily gone the other way. Eicher and Proctor split out to either side here. They're on the near hash. Another kind of busted play there, but Bruno able to make something of it. I think he picked up about 4.
Number 44, Richie
What's
Bruno.
happening there when Rico's running across Ludgate's? What are they trying to sell there?
Second down.
What they're trying to sell?
Yeah, because it feels either Ludgate is running in front of Rico or Rico's getting cut off by him.
Well, it depends on what. So the play, if they're trying to run, like, there's a different series there. So a lot of times, like, the back's got to do the same thing no matter whether he gets the ball or not. So
Right.
I'll watch it again just to sure. I was looking at this far side defensive end at that time.
Give it to Sanchez off the right side. He cuts it up the field, trying to stiff arm there. That's a big tackle by Noah Aguirre, the guy who had the interception at the end of the first. He brings down Sanchez there about 1.5 yards, 2 yards short.
Yeah, a lot of times the way the offense is set up, it's just a fake that he needs to carry out because they want to see. Hopefully, what they're seeing is what is happening with the defensive backs or the linebackers, and who are they keying on at that point, and then they'll come back and see if they'll run the ball with the opposite back.
So 3rd and short. Bruno and Sanchez, tight end on the left side. Rico, give it to Bruno. Bruno, big stiff arm there.
Yep.
Huge run by Richie Bruno. First down and a whole lot more. He's down near the 5-yard line. Call it the 6. Big run.
First down at the 7-yard line.
Nearly a 20-yard pickup there by number 44, his longest run of the game.
You know, Tyler, traditionally, every time we've had these battles, Fort Morgan usually has a big offensive line, and we've always had, in defensive line, we've always have had success running against them, straight at them.
I think they're going to go right back to him. They do indeed. Bruno's trying to break tackles. Doesn't lose anything, but doesn't gain anything either. 8.5 to go in the second. Brush still leads 3-0, but they are threatening. Second down and goal to go now. Ball still sits at about the 6.5 yard line. Ooh, a little misdirection here. Sanchez off the left side. Flag flies way late. Touchdown is called. I thought there might be a hold there on our receiver on this left side. But I feel like the guy that should have thrown it should have been this end judge, and he didn't. It came from the back judge, so.
And Tyler, that play is a result of running those inside trap. They squeeze down. Next thing you know, we run our off tackle or counter play right there with Sanchez running a 37 and picks up big yards. But unfortunately, we do have a penalty on that.
Yep.
Hold against Brush. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
I don't disagree with the call. I just question where it comes from.
Yeah.
When it's the back judge. It's like you can't see through all that. Apparently you can, I guess. I don't know. 7:54 to go now. Rush still up 3-0. Proctor and Odell, your guys split out to either side. Rico's going to run a keeper now. He's got a lot of green grass. Across the 5. Tried to dive in, but he's going to be short. That was a great effort there by Eric Rico.
Harry's rolled out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
Little quarterback keeper there.
I believe that was number 7, Eric Rico on the carry.
Picked up, I think, close to 15 yards.
15 yards,
after the penalty.
Right now, with 7:47 to go in the second quarter, prime time to score right now.
3rd down. Give it to number 44. They do. He's off the right side, and he's in for the Brush. Touchdown. That was almost too easy.
Yeah, Richie Bruno on an inside trap. Big play, touchdown, score drive. 7:43 to go. Brush is up 9-0.
9th carry for Bruno. Ends in a touchdown. First one of the game. Rico on to attempt the extra point. Good snap, hold down, Rico. Leg looks good. It is good. 10-0 your score. 7:43 to go in the second Brush lead. Score brought to you by Rudy's Tires. They have 9 locations. Oh, where was I there? Oh, yeah, 9 locations across Northeast Colorado and Nebraska. Means there's always a location close by. Rudy's Tires brings you 10-10 preps and more every weekday. Visit rudystires.com for more. Suddenly forgot how to read for a second there.
Well, you know, we're sitting here watching this game. You get involved in it. It's a great game. It was a 40. We had 48 yards to go for a score.
Good field position. I mean, that's huge. I mean, if you're Fort Morgan, think of where they've had to start. As good a field position as Brush has had, they've had the opposite. You add in some penalties here and there. That's something else, Brush. They have that holding call that backs them up. Great call there to send Rico out on the bootleg, get that yardage back, and let Bruno finish it off.
Let's all rise for the kickoff.
Rico to kick it off here. East to west. Turn man fields it at the 5. Good kid. Juan Sanchez with a great bull rush there off the one side. Fortunately, he wasn't in on the play. Charlie Langford, the return man there, gets back to about the 25-yard line.
And Dylan Krob was right there in a prime spot to make the tackle, but he just overran the play, and the guy ran around him and picked up additional yards. So
7:35 to go in the second. Fort Morgan, we're going to try it again. Got a man split out either side. They're on the far hash. I understand Cert Hank Signals was the first play of the possession. I feel like you should have that down. Pistol set again. Fullback in motion, left to right. They hand it that way. Ortega's looking for the edge. He's not going to find it there. Richie Bruno gets absolutely dropped. I'm sorry, Richie Bruno does the dropping there of Ortega.
Boy, in that time, Fort Morgan, they hooked our outside linebacker, Tanner Ludgate. He was right in front of the referee. He had his hands wrapped around him, and there was no call for holding. That's amazing.
The loss of 5 there.
But in Tanner's defense, he's got to get those hands off him. He can't let those guys get into him. He's got to keep that separation.
You know what he did do, though? He forced Ortega to try and bounce it outside even more where Bruno was waiting. They fake the handoff here. The draw. Ortega is going to take a shot again. Pass gets overthrown. Number 24 for Fort Morgan, Dawson Call, was the intended man. He gets overthrown. Marquez through the air tonight. 1 for 5, 0 yards.
And Dawson Call is a freshman, and I'll tell you what, he gets a hold of that ball. That guy's got some speed because I've watched him in track the last couple of years in the middle school ranks, and he is very fast.
Well, let's not let him get the ball.
Yeah.
We're going to go 3 wide this time, 2 left, 1 on the right. Jackson Wiedrich, lone man here to the right. That's the near side. Pistol set. Marquez is looking left again. They run a screen play. That's a good play call there by Fort Morgan, but it's not going to pick up what they needed it to. It's going to be 4th down and I think about 6.
Number 26, Samson Ortega on the play.
About 12 yards there on the screen.
Still about 4 yards short, 3rd down and 4. Or 4th down and 4 now.
They're going to go ahead.
They're going to punt it.
Coming down on 6 minutes to go in the second. Brush leads 10-0. Oh, they run a fake here. That's a great play call. Romero's got the first.
Number 4, Trey Romero on the carry.
I'm surprised I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
He is good for the Mustangs.
Great call, great time of the game. Short yard, 4 yards.
Yep.
Not bad field position, picks up the 1st down.
38-yard line.
Oh, good call there by Coach Davies. First down is indeed picked up. Marquez will get to playing again. They go shotgun this time. Got a man split out either side. Running back to his right. He's looking right. Throws a little comebacker there. That's caught. Charlie Langford. That's his first catch. Or, I'm sorry, second catch of the game.
Charlie Langford. Looks like a 9-yard gain on the play. Second down.
Nine yards indeed. Gonna go same formation here.
Never understood all these different signals and stuff like that. It's the wave of how it goes, but just get the play in there and snap the ball.
Sanchez is showing blitz here off Fort Morgan's right side.
Yep.
They run it to the left there. Flag flies. I believe that's going to be holding. I think that was 65, Peyton Vickers. Flags down at the 46.
Fort Morgan that time brought their tight end to the same side where Sanchez was, and he was there to pick up that blitz right away and did a great job. Him and Sanchez have been battling all night long on those different blitzes that are coming.
Still waiting for the refs here.
Yep. And just when Fort Morgan kind of gets some momentum going, a penalty comes up, drops them back in negative yards again. So hats off to the defense. You guys got to make sure that, you know, they're taking advantage of this, keep the pressure on them.
It was indeed.
It's a 15-yard penalty.
15-yard penalty against the Mustangs.
Must have been hands to the face then.
Yeah.
Second down.
Second down and forever to go. Split out either side. Fort Morgan has a man here. Marquez is going to have to take off and run. He's going to pick up maybe 5. Call it 4.
J.J. Marquez,
Long third down now.
Stopped at the 35-yard line. Third down.
Brings up another third down and long for Fort Morgan again.
I feel like they've had a lot of those.
Yep.
Marquez is actually, believe it or not, Marquez, same number of carries as Ortega, and more yards. Your leading rusher is your quarterback.
It's probably not what you wanted to have coming into this game.
No,
not with Marquez in the backfield.
4 minutes to go in this first half. Stick around for your halftime show brought to you by Morgan Community College. Try and throw a little quick hitter slant route there. That was a bullet that Lopez Soriano could not handle. Pass falls incomplete. He wouldn't have got the first down, but he would have picked up a pretty good chunk of it. I like that play call.
Yep.
That was a good-looking play, and instead it falls incomplete, and it's 4th and 14. Fort Morgan's going to punt again. Ooh, Romero bobbles the snap. Gets it off. It's high. Bounces right at the 45. Takes a good Fort Morgan roll. It's going to bounce inside the 40. Down to the 37-yard line. That's where Brush will take over with 3:45. This sets up really nice for one of those nice long Brush drives that kind of take the rest of the time off the half.
Yep. 3 minutes and 45 seconds. They definitely can control the clock.
Ends with some points maybe. Gosh, you're Coach Rosenbrock. How happy are you with your defense right now?
Very happy.
Hold Fort Morgan to 0 points in the first half thus far.
And putting pressure on them at key times and being able to hold up against the run.
Rico starts with a little keeper off the right side there. He tried to cut it up. Loses his footing, goes down, loses about 6 yards there.
Little bootleg run to the right. Did not pick up any positive yards. In fact, he ends up losing like 6 yards on that play.
Gosh, it looked like Fort Morgan sent the house there.
Yep.
Got a man split out either side. Rico under center. Turn around, give it to Bruno. Bruno goes up the middle. Met with a wall, maybe a yard.
Yeah, Fort Morgan did a great job with their defensive line there. They had great penetration. Were able to stop any kind of surge from the offensive line of Brush.
Now with the stop, number 67, Christian Velasquez. Third down.
Coach Rosenbach taking his time getting the play in. Better Electric, they cover all electric work from residential to commercial to agriculture. Better does matter. Call 970-521-1030. Proctor jogs a play in. They go under center. Ooh, they tried to go hard count in the center of all the people to not false start.
Yep.
Dang it. I think Fort Morgan burns their last time out with 2:25 to go. Brush will punt it back here. You get a good punt off, I don't think you need to worry so much about Fort Morgan scoring before the half.
No.
You should have just over 2 minutes. Fort Morgan, no timeouts. You know they're going to try and go quick, though, so.
And, you know, with so far in the game, Tyler, really not a lot of penalties. And, you know, with the youth of this team, like we said, 6 sophomores starting on that offense, they're doing a very good job of keeping their composure. But, you know, things like this are going to happen. That's just how the season goes as you start off. You know you want everything to be perfect, but, you know, in reality, when you're up here, you're going to make those mistakes. And they just got to be able to make sure they put it behind them. Next play matters. They've just got to get positive results out of the next play.
So still third down, third and forever. One man split out to the left. Rico drops back. He rolls to his left. He's looking. Throws it up too high for Hunter Proctor, but that's all right because it really wasn't going to go anywhere anyway.
Defended by number 81, Cameron Daly. That'll bring up fourth
Cameron
down.
Daly there. Good corner. Good play on his part.
And, you know, talking about what Fort Morgan did with their quarterback, we did the same thing. We rolled him out to the opposite side, and granted he was able to get his feet set, but still it's a difficult throw for a quarterback.
It looked well blocked. He
Yep.
had plenty of time, but the problem is he got one route.
Got one route, exactly. And if it's not open, you know, at that point, just tuck it and go.
Tuck it and go,
Yep.
or kind of do what he did, throw it where nobody's going to get
Yep.
it. I understand you want the clock to run, but
Yep.
your defense is playing really good right now. I'd hang my hat on it. Rush is going to punt it away here.
Timeout.
Timeout, Rush.
Rush takes their first charge. Timeout. Timeout brought to you by Sydney Regional Medical Center. Don't let an injury keep you out of the game. Check out Sydney Regional Medical Center in Sydney, Nebraska. Learn more at sydneyrmc.com.
Well, a beautiful night in Fort Morgan, Tyler.
It is.
I think temperatures, what, about 75 degrees, maybe close to 80, but
It feels like 85
Yeah.
in this box, but
But, you know, Friday night football in
Oh,
Fort Morgan,
beautiful.
you couldn't ask for better weather tonight.
no, beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky, a little bit of breeze. That breeze blowing here wouldn't be a bad thing.
Yeah. And we're back in this area again. Our temperatures are going to be in the high 90s for the next couple of days. So, you know, just when we think we get a break from that heat, it comes back and bugs us again, doesn't it?
It is still August, barely, but it is still August. Ooh. They go hard count on the punt here. Get Fort Morgan to jump. That'll give them an extra 5 yards.
5-yard penalty. Still.
Good use of the timeout there by Coach Joe Rosenbach. Get you a cheap 5 yards here. Rush's punter stands now at the 25. Oh, gosh.
We just gave it back to him. Just give it right back.
False start against Rush.
Our left tackle on that play, which I think that was probably, if I'm looking at the play sheet again, that's probably Dylan Krob, I believe, who had jumped up, who moved early. Yep.
Yeah, you can't make that up. Oops. All right, so we back up 5. After all that, 2:19 still to go in the first half. Snap back finally. Good punt. Ooh, really good punt. Couldn't ask for a better punt. Hits it to 25, rolls inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line.
Punt is down around the 17-yard line.
I stand corrected. That was Rogelio Caldera who jumped off sides on that punt, not Dylan Krob. So sorry about that, Dylan.
Well, I believe Richie Bruno just made up for it.
Okay.
That was the best. That's the best high school punt I've
Great
seen
punt.
in a long time. Return man just watched it go over his head. Didn't even try. He was lined up about 10 or 15 yards too close.
Yeah.
So now with 2:09, Fort Morgan's going to try and put some sort of its first points on the board before the half. They go 2 out wide to the right. That's the far side of the field. Ball's on the far hash. Shotgun set here. Marquez looks right. Gives a quick pump fake. Takes off running. With no timeouts, I am not exactly sure that's what you want. Gain of about 4, maybe 5 yards. Yeah, they get more than that. Oh, man, they give him a lot more than that. Give him 7.
Second down.
7 yards there, and the clock already down to 1:40. 2 split out. Wide right, 1 to the left. Tight ends actually in a receiving stance right off the tackle as well to the right side. Marquez looks that way. Pump fakes. Ooh, he's going to get dropped.
Wrapped up by Brody Dick on that play. Great job playing defensive end with Brody there. Stays home, stays disciplined, makes the big play.
You can step up in the pocket if you drop back first, but if you take the snap and don't go either way, probably shouldn't step up because the D-line's right there. Coming down on a minute now, 1:10. 3rd down and 4. 2 wide right, 1 left. Fullback to the right, pistol set. Ortega's behind Marquez. Takes the snap. Gives it to Ortega up the middle. Good play call there. Ortega's looking for the sideline. He's going to get it. Plus the first down.
Stops the clock.
Yep, stops the clock after a 15-yard gain there at 45 seconds. It's Ortega's best run of the night by a mile. Good play call there
Number
on Fort Morgan's
26,
part.
Ortega on the carry. And it's good for a Mustang.
Same formation now. Ortega's going to be the slot man to the right. Lopez, Sariana, Langford, your other 2 wideouts. Tight end split out to the right side as well. That's the way Marquez is looking. He drops straight back. He tries to load up, doesn't have anything there. Ball hits the ground there on the crossing route intended for Lopez Sariana again.
Angel Lopez Sariana.
Offense had plenty of time. I mean, they did a great job offensive line-wise as far as holding off our rush. We could not get any pressure, and he had plenty of time to sit back there and pick his receiver.
Great job by the defensive back. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there was nothing. Sariana just kind of jiggled free there in the middle of the field. 3 right, 1 left again. Shotgun snap. Ooh, bobbled it. Bobbled it. He pitches back. Ooh, Marquez is going to try and make something out of this. Tries to stiff arm. Don't let him get out. Not going to. Richie Bruno. Man, that was a gutsy play there by number 47, Oscar Ramirez.
J.J. Marquez on the carry. Timeout, Mustangs.
Rush came with the blitz from both linebackers on the outside. And Sanchez was the first one to get there, caused the ball to be fumbled. And then, of course, Marquez picked it up, and he was right in the hands of Tanner Ludgate. Was able just to escape that and pick up a few yards.
So now it's 3rd down, and after all that, it's 3rd and like 7. Rush calls their second timeout with 24 seconds to go. Timeout brought to you by Bank of Colorado. They believe in keeping things simple. Apply for the loan you need for your dream home fully online. And visit bankofcolorado.com for all your info today. Halftime. 24 short seconds. Fort Morgan returns to the field. They got a new running back, Ben Fritzler, in the backfield. Nope, he's going to go out wide now. He's going to go out to the left. He's going to be the slot man next to Sariana.
Oscar Ramirez is still in the backfield behind the quarterback.
He'll be to his left here, shotgun set. That's the way Marquez is going to roll to the left. Throws it. Pass ball's incomplete again, hits the dirt one more time.
Pass ball's incomplete.
He's had some open receivers here. He just cannot make the play.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, if I was rolling to my left, my non-dominant side, I might have some problems too.
Yeah. He's a fairly athletic quarterback, and that kind of helps out too. That's just a difficult play. You got to be able to get around and get your shoulders squared in order to throw that ball and have success with it.
Fort Morgan had an injured player there, sorry, on the brush sideline.
I don't think the Fort Morgan sidelines was even aware of that.
No, I don't think so either.
Yep.
He's not a tall stature of a guy, but he'll have to take a break, or he's supposed to. Yeah, dude, you got to come off the field, guy. Well, they're not making him come off the field. Oh, there you go. He finally figured it out. The refs were yelling at him. He was just hanging out there. All right. Romero to punt, 18 seconds. Ooh, nearly blocked there. He gets a high punt. Bounces at the 45, takes a brush bounce. Now Fort Morgan roll down to the 41-yard line with 9 seconds to go.
Punt is down at the 41.
I think you take your knee and go into half up 10-0.
Yep. Smart thing to do, especially the way the game's been going. Don't give any opportunity for any kind of a weird turnover and a potential scoring at the end of the game.
Well, if it's the smart thing to do, I say go for it. Throw it up. Do something crazy.
I would probably not do that. No. Just because we've had trouble with our quarterback getting the ball downfield. So
yes. Brush jogs on. It would appear that is the plan here, to take the knee. The refs are holding this up for some reason. They finally let it go. That'll be the end of the first half. Brush up 10-0. We'll take a quick timeout, come back with your halftime show, brought to you by Morgan Community College right here on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com, and Eastern Plains Sports Network. Welcome back in to Brush Beat Digger Football on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Tyler Carmen and Ron Alba with you from Fort Morgan, where your Brush Beat Diggers hold a 10-0 lead as we get ready to kick off the second half. Brush is going to get the ball. Ron, I imagine Coach Rosenbrock's halftime speech went a little like this. Defense, just keep doing what you're doing. Offense, basically keep doing what you're doing as well. Just no turnovers, no penalties, and we're going to win this game.
Yep. I mean, nothing fancy, kind of a boring football game in a way, but if you think about it, if you can control the clock, you can run the ball, the clock's going to, it's going to chew up the clock, and every chance you get, try to score, whether it's a touchdown, whether it's a field goal. That's all you can ask for at this point of the season. I mean, it's early in the year, game number 2, but a lot of good positive play coming out right now.
Richie Bruno leading the way on the ground, 53 yards on 10 carries. That's your bell cow. I say keep going to him here to start. That's the great thing about it, too. They deferred. They're going to get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, and when you've got that success running the ball, the more you run it, the more success and more confidence the line gets, the more confidence Richie gets too. He knows that he can carry the load, and all of a sudden that starts to wear the defense down as time goes on. Look for the fourth quarter. Fort Morgan, you continue grinding it at them. I don't see them being able to bounce back after that. That's just not how they operate.
Their passing game was not good in the first half. There was some drops. Some of those drops are caught. The first half might look a little bit different. I don't know if it looks totally different, but I guess we'll see. Halftime show was brought to you by Morgan Community College. Start your associate degree, continue your education, or get a specialized certificate. Visit morgancc.edu for more.
The ball rise for the kickoff.
Second half ready to get underway here. Juan Sanchez is your return man. He stands inside the 10-yard line. It's the first time we've seen the kickoff unit for Fort Morgan.
Well, when you don't score, you don't get a chance to kick off.
Nope. It's funny how that works. They're going to kick off from the 40, east to west. Hand is down, whistle blown, left-legged kick, good kick here. Sanchez is going to watch this sail well into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. What a
Kickoff
leg
goes
there
into the end zone for a touchback.
by the Fort Morgan kickoff man. I never did get his number, but my goodness.
Yep.
What a leg. 42.
I thought it was
I
number
believe.
42, yep.
That'd
that
be
was-
a Miguel.
Miguel, yep.
So Brush trots on to get the third quarter underway. Eicher and Proctor, your two split out to either side. Turn around, they do give it to Bruno. Bruno, big hole up the middle. Good start there. He's
Number
across the
44,
30 for a
Bruno
first
on the
down.
carry.
12 yards and a first down for Richie Bruno. Just keep it
About
going.
13 yards, good for a first down.
Beautiful run there by number 44. That's one of those drive a bus through holes.
Nice quick hitter there. That's all he needs, a little crease. Richie gets the ball, and he's off to the races.
Same formation here. Ball still in the middle of the field. They pitch it out to the left this time. Sanchez has got some room there. He's trying to break tackles. He's going to pick up about 5. He stayed in bounds along the Brush sideline.
Quick pitch to the left. We have the tight end, hooks the defensive end on that side. All Sanchez has got to do is catch the ball and make one move inside and then get up the sidelines.
4-yard gain on
Picked
the
up
play.
4 there. Minute gone by in this third quarter. Brush up 10-0. Something else we shouldn't discount. How confident is Eric Rico kicking field goals tonight?
Yeah, great.
It was a 35-yarder to start off the scoring, and then his extra point after the touchdown was money.
Eric did spend a lot of time this summer working on his kicking game, which is good. We knew he was going to be the starting quarterback coming in, but he also knew that he had to. We had to rely on him heavily in the kicking game, and so he spent a lot of time with that, and it's starting to show off. To pay off right now.
3 yards for Bruno there, up the middle, 3rd and 4. Rico's going to roll out to the right, makes a man miss. He just goes down there. I don't know if he meant to do that, but kind of glad he did because there was 3 Mustangs barreling down at him,
Number 41,
and he'll lose a couple there in the keeper.
Bring up about 4th down and 6th.
And Brush is just going to go ahead and punt this away here from their own 37-yard line. Bruno back up to about his own 25. High snap, gathers it. Ooh, block punt there. Block punt. The man to block it was number 20, Yatelli Busnera. He was the man to recover it as well. He had a feeling that was coming on either side.
Yeah.
Both sides had been close.
And pressure came off of Brush's left side, the right defensive side from Fort Morgan, just picking a nice little gap right there, able to get through and block that punt. Sets them up for a good scoring drive here inside their own inside Brush's 25-yard line.
Morgan's first offensive series couldn't really ask for better starting field position. 9:37 to go in the third. Down 10-0. 2 wide right, 1 wide left. Pistol set, turn around, head off to Ortega. Ortega's got a big hole off the left side there. Across the 15. Sanchez tried to strip it, couldn't get it. He falls down about the 12-yard line.
On the carry. Stopped at the 12-yard line.
Give him
And
11
for
yards
first
there
down.
for Ortega.
That was a quick hitting play from Fort Morgan. He didn't waste any time, got up to the line of scrimmage, snapped the ball, handed it off, and he made a big gain.
Shotgun set now. They go fake it up the middle there. Marquez tried to keep it off the right side. Does not get anywhere. Brush had that covered at all
DJ
angles.
Marquez on the keeper. No gain on the play. 2nd down.
Now it looks as though Fort Morgan's kind of upping the tempo here in their game. They're getting the plays a little bit quicker, getting the line of scrimmage, and getting the ball snapped.
2 wide right, 1 wide left here. Fullback to the left. Give me another pistol set. Ortega right behind Marquez. Slot man comes in motion right to left. They fake the sweep. They give it to Ortega. He goes nowhere. No gain there. Sanchez, one of many. In the backfield in a hurry.
Number 8, Wiley Eicher helping out on the tackle there. 3rd down.
They'll flip their formation now. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Already 4 minutes gone by in the 3rd. Fullback to the left here. Shotgun set. Ortega's going to split out. Trips left now. Marquez all alone there. Ooh, there's a hold. There's a huge hold. There's a huge hold. It doesn't really matter. It was Sanchez. Sanchez, one that got held. Didn't matter. He chased him down there.
And Juan Sanchez is so quick off the edge there. That offensive lineman grabbed a hold of him and held his jersey the entire time he was running him down.
Way to fight through it.
Yeah.
Way to fight through it. Now it's a 4th and forever. Big left footer. Davia Miguel is going to try it. He's got the leg. It looks like it squeaked over. It did. Put 3 points on the board for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. And if you didn't hear me just jump there, Fort Morgan lights off their cannon after every point, apparently. Fort Morgan puts 3 on the board, scores 10-3 now, 7:02 to go. It's one of those things where you see the smoke right before the bang, but it's not in time enough to prepare yourself.
No, it's hard to prepare for that. And Fort Morgan just had a short field to carry that, to take that ball in and score. They had 5. It was a 5-play, 25-yard drive, resulting in a field goal, making the score 10-3 in favor of Brush in the 3rd quarter.
Again, Brush defenses, though. I mean,
Yeah.
they didn't give up anything there.
No.
Give up just barely any to get them into field goal position. And, you know, if that holding call gets called, I don't know that that kick goes in.
That kick doesn't go in.
Miguel to kick it off again. Good boot here. This one, Sanchez is going to go ahead and field it right at the 1. He takes off here, gets to the middle of the field, turns it up the field, gets back to the 20. It'll be the same as a touchback, 6:56 to go in the 3rd. 10-3 Brush leads. They'll take back over on offense.
That's exactly where they started the second half off on their first possession, right at the 20-yard line. So here we go again.
It's literally the exact same as a touchback. It's in the middle of the field and everything. I don't blame Sanchez for taking out. You know, I'm okay with him trying that.
Yep, he's got some explosive speed, so if he can just get an open lane right there, he's going to be hard to catch.
All right, Brush will come out. Ooh, golly, they tried the fake inside pitch to the out. That ball got batted back. Brush lucky to recover it. Rico tried pitching it out to Tanner Ludgate. I believe it was Trey Romero got a huge paw on it there. That backs Brush up inside the 10-yard line. Rico just a little too hesitant there on that pitch. Let Romero get up the field. He knew Rico wasn't going to cut it up, so he was okay to get a little extra depth.
That is almost a 13-yard loss on that play.
Not good. Tight end to the left here. Man split out either side. Turn around, hand it off to Bruno. Bruno's going to get maybe a couple. Don't know that he even got that. I didn't see the marker move at all.
Ball spot at the 9-yard line, 3rd down.
3rd and forever. I don't really need to see anything crazy here.
I know.
Okay, if you just run it
Safe
and
play.
punt it back.
Safe play. Get yourself out of a hole a little bit so you got a little more room for your punter.
Split out either side here. Snap is bobbled by Rico. I think he got back on it, but it's going to be 4th and forever.
Ball on the play, I believe, was recovered by Brush. That'll be 4th down.
Now, I would not be surprised. Once again, here comes number 20 back into the game. They try to go ahead and block this punt.
Well, if they get it blocked here, it's going to be probably 7.
Yeah. And they're lined up exactly like they lined up the last time. Overload to their defensive right, the Brush's offensive left side.
Flags fly. Bruno goes ahead and kicks it anyway.
Legal procedure on the offense. That's going to back them up an additional 5 yards now.
That'll be half the
I don't know. They
distance
had
to
5
goal
yards to
line.
give.
Yeah. Yeah, that down marker is right at like the 4.5 yard line.
Bruno's basically in the back of the end zone. Blocked better. Line drive kick. See if it takes a bounce. Takes a brush bounce. Bounces shy of the 40. Return man's trying to make something happen. He gets turned up the field here. Gets down somewhere in between the 25 and 30 of Brush.
Number 1, Angel Lopez. Sorry, not on the.
Sorry, on the return man. Call it the 29-yard line. Good starting field position for Fort Morgan. Again, gosh, that field position really kind of flipped from first to
first
second.
half. Exactly.
First
Yeah.
down, Mustangs.
4:44 to go in the third. Brush still hanging on to a 10-3 lead, but Fort Morgan's got some momentum here to start. We got 2 men split out left.
Like we said, Tyler, it hasn't been defensive problems. It's been offensive problems now.
Brush bringing the house here. Marquez is going to roll to the right, look for his man out in the flat. He finds him. Pass is completed, but it's only going to pick up a couple.
Pass is completed to
I think the
number 47,
receiver was Oscar Ramirez.
And
Got a man down on the sidelines. Ramirez is down on the sidelines. They're going to call over their the coaching staff as well as their trainer. Go over there and see what's going on. But he's on the ground in front of the Brush bench.
Injury timeout. Miller's Landscaping. You put so much time and effort into your show animals. They offer a wide selection of livestock, feed, and supplies. Stop by 19645 Canterville Q in Fort Morgan.
Those guys are really good to deal with when it comes to livestock, any kind of animals, things like that. And you got to go see them for feed or any kind of gear and equipment. Used them many times. Grandkids, kids have been in 4-H, and so we've used those guys many times. I really got a lot of good things to say about them. So proud that they're in our area that we can utilize them.
I bought feed from Pat and Susan back when I was in 4-H.
Yep.
So, and they give back
Yeah, definitely.
every year to sale. They're there. I see them at all like the farmers markets around town. They're there.
Yep.
They are engraved in the community.
And then, of course, they've got the landscaping division, too, that is just a huge benefit to be able to go there and pick up your landscaping needs.
injured player is number 47, Oscar
Ramirez,
Hopefully we'll see
he's
that.
starting to walk across the field.
Yeah, limping kind of gingerly on that. Looks like that maybe that left ankle, possibly. Not sure, but
It was kind of an ankle tackle there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of got rolled up or a knee.
when you're on the other side of the field, walking to your side of the field seems like an eternity when you've got an injury to a leg.
It's like, man, that's a long walk, guys.
Somebody bring the cart out,
Yeah.
please.
I'm sure they could spare to have a golf cart handy, you know. They're going to take it across the field. Just
Yep.
take it around the track.
Take it around the track. Yeah, it's definitely a left ankle the way he's hopping off. And
Oh, now we get help. When he,
yeah,
he's
when he's about
he's 47 yards across
yeah,
the field.
47 yards, and they come out at the last 3 yards.
Oh, golly. 2nd and 8, 2 wide out left, 1 to the right. Fullback to the right. Shotgun set. Ortega's to the left of Marquez. Brush showing blitz again. They bring it. Marquez. Oh, he's going to get dropped. Go
Oh,
down,
Curtis.
young man.
Oh, no.
They throw a flag.
Oh, my gosh.
That's, if that is unnecessary roughness, that is a bogus call. The ref can blow the whistle long before that happens. If you're going to take that long to blow the whistle, you better expect for the defensive player
Yes.
to throw him to the ground, because at some point he's like, what else do I got to
Yeah,
do?
they got to go to the whistle. If they don't hear a whistle, they're going to keep going because the play is not over yet. And that's not a very good call
No,
on the
that's
part of the referees.
Terrible. That
Terrible
is
call.
absolutely terrible.
And that just swings momentum right there and field position from a huge loss now to a big positive gain.
I believe that it should be third. Yeah, it is third down. They do lose the play. It was second and now third.
I believe that was a 15-yard roughing the passer penalty.
You think that was a makeup call from that missed holding on Hunter way back in the first quarter? Shotgun set again. 2 left, 1 right. Tight end to the right. Marquez will throw it in the flat to Soriano. He catches it. He's across the 10-yard line. Give him about 12 yards there on a pitch and catch.
Game is good for Mustangs. First down.
Brush didn't bring quite as much pressure that time as they did the down before. They still got pressure in there, but just enough protection on the part of Fort Morgan to complete that pass downfield to bring up a first down.
That's Soriano's first catch of the game. Goes for 12. Down about the 7-yard line here. Goal to go. First down. Split a couple of guys out to the left again. Man in motion left to right. They give it to Ortega. Richie Bruno's there. Good grief. And a host of others. Richie Bruno was the first one. Cole Curtis there to clean it up.
Cole Curtis there, yep.
Ortega,
and a host of other Brush guys, also, too. So
Ortega had nowhere to go. He might have lost a couple. Oh, he did. He lost more than a couple. He lost about 4.
Andrew Herrera also in on that tackle.
Pistol set here, 2. Ooh. Was that Brush?
Yeah,
did
Sanchez.
The left tackle flinch?
I think Sanchez got a little antsy. He knew he was coming on the blitz and just got to jump on it.
So they give 5 yards back to him. Second down, goal to go now. About the 7 again.
Boy, taking a look at Oscar Ramirez without his helmet on. He's a big boy. I mean, I know he's big with that. You just look at him on the sidelines. He's a thick, big guy.
Just give the ball to him.
Yeah.
Shotgun set now. Marquez is going to roll right, looking. Got a man open. That's a touchdown. Pitch and catch there from Marquez to Charlie Langford. 7 yards and a touchdown, and Fort Morgan's an extra point away from tying this game with 2:29 to go in the third.
Fort Morgan did a great job of loading that far side, the right side of the field. The quarterback was rolling there. They knew Sanchez was going to come on a blitz, so they sent 2 guys right to him to contain him and hold him out, and therefore he was able to complete that pass.
That's a tough throw to make.
Tough throw to make. Get ready for that cannon too, Tyler.
Yeah, they're going to wait till after the extra point. That guy that's running it, he's got the best job on the field.
Yeah, scaring everybody.
Kick is up and good. Oh, no good. No good. Go ahead and light that cannon off. There it is. 10-9 is your score. Brush still hanging on by a point there after the missed extra point attempt. 7-yard pitch and catch from Marquez to Langford.
And a lot of times, Tyler, those missed extra points come back to haunt you in the game somehow, some way. Brush gets down there, they score a field goal, score another touchdown. That's forcing Fort Morgan to have to, make a decision. They're going to have to go for 2. So we'll see how this all plays out towards the end of the game if it's that big of a factor.
Well, Coach Rosenbach probably telling us, just calm down, we're fine.
Yeah.
Don't be antsy. It's just with this Brush offense, one play sets you back. It kind of sets you back for the whole drive.
Yeah.
And it's tough to dig out of it. Just stay with the positive plays, and you'll march it right down the field.
Let's all rise for the kickoff.
Miguel set to kick it off again. 2:29 to go. Brush's first 2 offensive possessions of this second half have not been good. Sanchez is going to field this thing. Ooh, he overran it. He fields it back inside the 5. He's looking for room here. Cuts it up the field. Breaks the tackle. Gets across the 20. Imagine what he could have done if he would have caught it clean.
Yeah. And once again, we're back at the 20-yard line again. Sanchez and Brush has been pretty consistent this second half as far as field position goes.
Yeah, that field position game is definitely flipped.
Yes.
Fort Morgan has been very, very lucky in that aspect of the game here. Proctor and Eicher are going to go split out either side. They're on the near hash. Around, give to Bruno. Bruno off the left. Pick up 4, maybe 5. Give him 4.
4-yard gain.
14 carries on the night for number 44. Pretty good crowd tonight
Oh, yeah.
on both sides.
Yep,
To
definitely.
be expected.
Great student section from Brush that showed up across the way, all out in gold shirts over there. That's great to see that.
Same formation. Go ahead and give it
Number 44, Richie
up the middle
Bruno.
again. Austin Lay kind of whiffed on his block there right in the middle.
Again on the stop,
When you got an
number
offensive
71,
lineman
Preston.
at the second level with nobody to block,
Yeah.
not ideal.
I think he might have lost about a yard, so now it brings up about 3rd down and a long 7.
Clock ticking down to be under a minute after this play in the third quarter already. Brush hanging on 10-9. Same formation. Tight end to the left here. Turn around, give it to Bruno. Bruno breaking tackles. It's not going to get enough
Pick up
on
of
third
about,
down.
Sorry, about 4 yards.
Helping out on the stop, number 41, Noah Akira. That'll bring up 4th down.
There wasn't a personnel change there right away. I was kind of thinking Brush might go for it there, but they're going to go ahead and punt it back.
Well, put the game rested in the hands of the defense.
25 seconds to go in the third quarter. Clock's running. Let's see if Brush can get this off before the end of the quarter. Bruno stands at his own 15. Good snap back. Good punt here, high into the lights. Hits at the 45 of Fort Morgan. Sorry, Nana's going to let it bounce there. Charlie Langford taking a chance.
Punt is down near the
It's when you push him right into it. 1.1 seconds to go in the third. Fort Morgan's going to get a playoff here.
This has been Fort Morgan's probably, if you want to call it, their worst field position of the second half right now.
You'd still take it.
Yeah.
34-yard line.
Yep.
Not bad. Trips wide here, 2 left, 1 to the right. Pistol set. Tried to hard count. Neither side budges. Marquez will reset. Turn around, hand it off to Ortega. Ortega's going to pick up a hefty dose of yards here. Give him 8. And then it'll be second down when we come back with the fourth and final quarter right here on 1010 KSIR, KSR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We'll go back into the fourth and final quarter of Brush Speed Tigers taking on the Fort Morgan Mustangs from Legion Field. Tyler Carmen, Ron Alba with you. Brush holds a as slim as they get, 10-9 lead. As Fort Morgan starts with the ball here at second down and 2. Ortega picked up maybe just enough.
Stop number 37, Tanner Lepke.
It was just enough. He got right at 2. That's all he needed. First down
Good for Mustang.
for the Fort Morgan Mustangs.
Ball on the 45-yard line.
You're talking around in the break. If Fort Morgan wants to just ground and pound and kind of take it out of Marquez's hands, Brush could be looking at themselves in the mirror.
Yep,
Fort Morgan
exactly.
doing to them what they'd like to be doing.
Yep.
Rush shows blitz. They back off it just a little bit. Marquez going to throw it up deep. He underthrows it there. Oh, man. Wiley Eicher turned around, lost the ball. Sorry, Nana had an amazing opportunity. They don't get much better than that, and
No.
flat out drops it.
They set pressure from the middle, and they had 3 guys right in his face as he threw the ball. And, of course, he's leaning back off his back foot and just throws it up for grabs. And luckily, it was not a completed pass.
Gosh, if Eicher turns a second earlier, he's the taller man. He's picking that thing off for sure. At minimum, knocking it down. Instead, it goes as a really cool incompletion. Gosh, sorry, now it's going to keep himself awake at night.
Yeah.
Thinking about that one. I'm going to go bunch here. To the left, fake the handoff, Marquez. Looking across the middle. Pass ball's incomplete. Intended man was number 23, Isaiah Ortiz.
Boy, Coach Rosenbach's not holding back anything. He's bringing a lot of pressure from the defensive line. He's moving those linemen back and forth, up and down that line right there, and finding a gap where they can get into. That last time, Andrew Herrera and as well as our outside linebacker, Juan Sanchez, were in there once again to put pressure on Marquez.
I'm not a state championship coach like Coach Davies, but Marquez is not having a whole lot of success through the air.
No.
You 2 early downs, you throw the ball. You burn less than a minute off the clock. And you're now in 3rd and long, and you got to go back to the air here. Trips left, 1 to right. Marquez is going to look left. He's going to roll left. He's going to dump it off here. Ooh, ball tipped up in the air. Wiley Eicher nearly had it. That goes as 3 straight pass incompletions. Four straight plays, and they burned less than a minute off the clock to start 4th quarter. That is not in the playbook of how to win a game.
And on that last possession, you can tell Marquez, he didn't have any oomph on that pass.
Not a great punt by Trey Romero. It's going to get a nice roll there. Drop in between the 20 and the 25 of Brush. 22-yard line is where Brush will take back over here to start the 4th quarter, just trying to give themselves a little bit more breathing room. Rush trots back out onto the field. Western Engineering Consultants. Since 2003, they've been providing big firm product with small firm relationships. Visit westerneci.com for more. Man split out either side. Give it to 44. Richie Bruno's going to pick up maybe 5. Now they're going to mark him short of 5.
Boy, Fort Morgan recently, every time somebody's coming through, they must have told him, we want you to hit the quarterback. And they hit Eric Rico that last time, and he's moving around a little bit. Like he's kind of dazed for a second. He had that number 58. It was right on top of him, the defensive tackle from Fort Morgan. So
freshman Celeste
I don't like it, but not a bad idea.
Yep.
Rattle the sophomore quarterback a little bit.
Freshman
Turn around, give it to Tanner Ludgate. Tanner's going to lose yards, trying to find his way off the right side.
Senior Abby Nunez.
Lost about 3 there.
Almost comes back to the original line of scrimmage.
Tanner's first carry of the second half.
Sophomore Taylor Kimball. Sophomore Taylor Coots.
Rush will sub a couple guys out. Wiggins Electric. Count on Wiggins Electric for quick, efficient, and courteous service to keep you up and running and provide you with the service and products you need at the most critical time. Rush a little different here. They'll throw 2 wideouts to the left side. Try to give to Sanchez off the left side. He's got room. Makes a nice little whoop back to the right side. He cuts it back up the middle of the field. Sanchez has got green grass ahead of him. He's going to get run down as he crosses the 50. I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, you can't coach that. That's just a broken play. As he comes to this near sidelines, everybody's there. He turns around. We got 2 guys laid out here from blocks down the field that took out. One guy's got cramps. The other guy got taken out on a back block here. And Sanchez picks up a good 37 yards there on that play.
I was like, what are you doing turning around like that? But now he knew something I didn't. I thought he was going to be able to get to the sideline, pick up some decent yardage there. Instead, he flips the field, gets it into plus territory there. That's a momentum swinger with 9:26 to go in the 4th, up by a point.
Yeah, one of the players is hobbling off. He's got a right knee ankle injury, and the other guy just looks like he has cramps, and he hit the ground. And so there's 2 players just laying there on the field at about Brush's 25-yard line after that play.
Might be broken ankles from Juan Sanchez. Turning on a dime.
Yeah. Yeah, and Juan's got that. He's just a shifty guy like that, and once he gets going full speed, he's very fast and awful hard to run down. Hats off to Marquez. He was the only guy, I think, on the field that could catch him.
Marquez did he ran him down.
Yep.
He certainly ran him down.
1st and 10 for the
From the
Big
plus
Diggers.
side of the 50, turn around, give it to Ludgate. Tanner Ludgate, quick hitter. Marquez is there again. Tanner Ludgate refused to go down. Give number 37 16 yards and another first down.
I can hear the coaches next door, same things we say, run the same play over and over again. They have no
Number
They have no
37,
answer for it. They
Ludgate
can't
on the
stop
carry.
it, so just keep
And
going
it's
right
good
at them
for
again. And this is what
first
I talked
down.
about with Fort Morgan. As the game goes on, we just start to wear them down.
Man split on either side. Turn around, give it to him again. Tanner Ludgate, quick hitter. Picks
And
up
on the
6.
tackle,
Well,
number
6, maybe 7
45.
that time. It wasn't 12, but, we'll take 6, 7 yards.
If it's every time, yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. And that clock is your Coach Davies. Still 8.5 to go. Brush inside the Fort Morgan 30 now, but you're looking up the clock like, golly, if this thing's going to get away from us here before too long. Give it to Juan Sanchez this time. Sanchez hits a wall, tries to bounce it around, picks
Number
up
6,
1,
Juan
maybe
Sanchez
2.
Calvillo on the carry.
Yeah, right there in the middle of that defensive line, there was nowhere to go for Sanchez. Had he just bounced it out to the left-hand side, I think he'd have been off to the races and a touchdown, but
3rd down.
they closed on it really quick.
Save formation, tight end to the right. Rico turn around, hand it off to Tanner Ludgate. Ludgate close to a first down. Looks awfully close.
We got another Fort Morgan ball player, number 65, sitting on the ground right now. Not quite sure what's going on with him.
They do
Referee calls a timeout.
They do give Tanner the first down there, 4 yards. Injury timeout. Brought to you by Van Wyck Insurance. Insurance from over 60 lines to help you find the right one to fit your budget. Stop in and see Van Wyck Insurance at 508 West Main in Sterling.
So you definitely can see the result of early season conditioning right now as both teams, mainly more in Fort Morgan side, those guys are going down with cramps. And so, that's a matter of just getting in shape, but obviously, trying to hydrate yourself all week long before the Friday night game, and those things happen. So, that works to the benefit of Fort Morgan because now it gives them a little time to sit there and kind of regather themselves, regroup, see what they want to do is try to stop this offense.
7:48 to go. Brush holding on 10-9. Next week, Brush will be back at home against Yuma. That was the fastest game of the year last year.
Yep.
Brush went to Yuma. Both teams ran it up and down the field there. Yuma ended up beating Brush.
Yep. That's Peyton Vickers coming off the field for Fort Morgan. Yeah, Brush will actually have next Friday night off. They won't play again until the 15th. So they'll have a week off, and that'll be good. It's a good time of the season right now in case anybody's kind of banged up. It gives them a chance to heal up and then also prepare for Yuma and get ready for the tough stretch of the season.
Turn around, hand to Bruno. Bruno, big hole. Goodness, Bruno gets down inside the 15. Should be about 10 yards in a first. Looks like it's right at the marker.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't
Right
know
at the
why
marker.
the chains aren't moving here. There we
they
go,
go.
finally. 18 carries for number 44 tonight. Same formation here. Turn around, give it to Sanchez, I believe. Trying to get a little quick hitter there. Picks up about 4.
Number 6, Juan Sanchez Calvillo on the carry.
Coming down on 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Proctor and Eicher, your guys split out again. Turn around, give it to Bruno. Bruno gets tied up, found his legs in a hurry. Might have picked up 1, if any.
Stop is made at the 10-yard line, 3rd down.
Miguel Davila checking in for Fort Morgan. Number 42 in the program.
Was indeed just a yard. It's about 3rd and 6. Got to get to just inside the 5 for a first. Rico, give it to Bruno off the right side. Bruno didn't pick up the first. Okay, do you go for it?
Yes,
I agree.
Number 44, Richie.
That was the right answer.
I'd go for it.
You passed.
And I'd run the same play again.
Red line for fourth
46 right now, same play again.
You give it to Bruno or Ludgate?
Give it to Bruno. He's the man. He's the horse. And that 46, the halfback is kicking out the defensive end, and our fullback's carrying the ball. Right now, this is just, you know, gut it up. Offensive line, you just got to fire off. You've had success. Just dominate the defensive line.
Go hard count for sure.
Yeah.
They
Tight
are
end
gonna
is on
go
that
for
side,
it.
so they're going to go for it. Same play.
Ludgate, your man to the right. Bruno to the left. Ooh, they
Got
got him
him.
on the hard count. Got him on the hard count. You're welcome. I called it. Darn right.
Freshman on the defense.
So that should be a first down. No,
Ah,
it's 4th and inches
Yeah,
now.
4th and inches, exactly.
Nope, they moved it. They marked it to a first down. The guy marked it. The chains haven't moved, but the marker says first. The ball's inside the 5.
Yeah.
That's where they needed to be. It
Yeah.
should be first down. They are. They're just going to lay the chains down now. All right, so that does pick up the first down. Good hard count there. Good discipline. Turn around, give it to Bruno. Bruno's off the left side. He pounded it in. He's in. No signal. No signal. I can see it from up here. I think this guy should have been able to see it. Any day now. Any day now. Touchdown. There it is.
There it is, finally.
Good grief. Richie Bruno from 4 yards out puts Brush on the board again for the first time in the second half. On his 21st carry of the game, number 44 gets himself his second touchdown of the game. It gives Brush just a little extra breathing room with 5:27 to go into 4th. The all-important extra point here for Mr. Rico. Snap down, good hold, good kick. That thing's good for a country mile. Flag flies.
Extra
In the
point
end
attempt is
zone.
Good. There is a flag on the field.
Should be against Fort Morgan.
Yep. Cole Curtis talking with the referee. Referee's walking with him off the field to the Brush sideline. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but he's going to go over and talk to Coach Rosenbrock. Referee does not look like he's happy with what happened down there.
Is it a cut block or
Actually,
something?
yeah, actually all 3 referees are coming to that sideline.
I did see a Fort Morgan player kind of on the ground there,
Yeah.
right in the middle of the trenches.
Now to round out the crew, there's number 4 referee. Umpire's talking to Joe right now.
Moral support.
Yep.
Well, if anything, we're going to re-kick it, so. Wish they'd hurry up and make their mind. Well, Brush is walking on their kickoff units, walking back to the 40.
They might assess it if it is a penalty against Brush on the kickoff, so there probably
Yeah.
could be a 15-yard penalty.
Well, they're not going to. Well, at least you could do is tell a guy.
Yeah, it's going to be assessed on the kickoff. You can see Fort Morgan's.
They're lined up at the 40. Well, no, they're still. Fort Morgan's lined up where they normally would be.
What is this call?
It must have been on Fort Morgan
Yeah.
because they're lined up now at the 45 instead
Okay.
of the 40. They haven't told us, so I don't know.
No signal at all.
Unsportsmanlike.
Yep.
I don't know. Either way, it benefits Brush.
All rise for the kickoff.
So after all that, it is 17-9. Brush holds the lead. Rico's going to kick it off from the 45. Gets a little too much air into this thing. Ooh, takes a nice bounce, though, right in front of the kick returner here. Langford's going to cut it up. Left side of the field, he gets tripped up. He's going to be shy of the 20. Somewhere around the 18-yard line will be where Fort Morgan has to start. 5:21 to go in the 4th, down 8. Make sure to stay tuned for your post-game show brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions.
Kickoff is returned.
Give you a rundown of tonight's action, as well as look ahead at next week. But you got to close this one out, something they did not do last week against Waits. 2 split out to the right, 1 to the left. Tanner Ludgate's going to get an encroachment call here. Just a little too excited.
Encroachment on the defense, 5-yard penalty.
You know, those outside linebackers are so quick off the ball that sometimes they get that jump just a step too soon and they get called for offsides. But, you know, you got to love the aggressiveness.
I'm okay with a couple calls. They're going to get you every now and then, but I'd much rather have that aggressiveness than being a little too cautious. Shotgun set. Ortega to the left. Marquez looks right. He's going to throw it up deep for Langford.
Oh,
Or Morgan
no.
wants it. Oh, golly. The ref went ahead and took the bait there. That ball was, I don't know, had a chance of being caught of maybe 2%.
Yeah.
It was going to be out of bounds even if he got his hands on it.
And
That's a huge PI call.
Yeah, and everybody on the sidelines waving that motion to pull the flag, and he did just that.
Yeah, he took the bait there.
Yep.
That was pretty good defense. I think it was Proctor. Might have been Eicher. I'm not positive there. They'll give it to Ortega out of shotgun set here. Ortega is going to get across the 45, close to a first down.
Yeah, we had Eric Rico in there at cornerback, which is kind of odd. Our starting quarterback does not need to be playing defensive back right now when we've got other DBs. So
10 yards for Ortega. Should be a first down. 12 carries for number 26.
Levi Cox comes back in on the defense to replace Rico.
You're listening to 1010 KSIR, KSR.com, the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Beat Digger football from Fort Morgan. They lead the Mustangs 17-9 with 5:08 to go in the fourth. Fort Morgan's got another guy with some cramps. Gordon Insurance. Be prepared for everything life throws at you. Get car insurance, life insurance, farm insurance, crop insurance at Gordon Insurance. Visit GordonINS.com today. I believe that's Nate. No, that's 65 for Fort Morgan. That's Peyton Vickers again, the junior.
Yep. Once again, another big boy. He's got to drink more fluids. Got to get in
Try
shape.
some pickle juice, my guy.
Yep.
It'll hurt your stomach, but you won't cramp. Two out wide to the short side of the field.
First and 10 for the Mustangs after the injury timeout.
After the injury timeout here. Shotgun set, fullbacks to the left. Man in motion, they give it to him on the sweep there. That's Sarinata gets dropped for a loss of 4 yards.
Once again, Coach Rosenbrock doing a great job of drilling with the scout team and against their defense on that jet sweep this week. He said that was one of their big plays, and he wanted to make sure that they never got big runs off of that, and so they made sure that they stayed disciplined, stayed home, made the tackle. Great job on the defense.
Same formation here, shotgun set to the right. Ortega flinched a little there. They're going to go up deep again. Langford, ooh, got a big catch there. Langford is going to walk it into the end zone. 45-yard pitching catch. J.J. Marquez to Charlie Langford.
Now it looks as though Fort Morgan is going to go for two. Just like that, one big play changes the whole tempo of the game.
That is Marquez's best throw of the night. And you can't help but mention that the earlier PI call didn't have an effect on that right there. DB played just a little bit off of Langford. But I tell you what, Langford, once he gets a step, he's got like an extra gear, and he puts just a little bit more separation when the ball's in the air. I mean, that's a good wideout.
Yep. He's got some good speed. He's physical. He's also strong. Once he gets, it's hard to bring him down too.
So 17-15, they are going to go for two with 4:28 to go in the fourth. Coach Davies not happy.
Timeout. Mustangs.
He's got to take a timeout. They were not set up there. It looked like the field goal offensive line and then the quarterback behind him Northeastern,
Yeah.
whether you're a traditional or non-traditional student looking for an associate's degree or a specialized certificate, visit njc.edu for more.
Well, Tyler, we're kind of sitting in the same situation we were last week.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah, we are. Sucker might go into overtime.
Oh,
again.
no.
I don't want that.
No.
Nobody wants that. So Fort Morgan, I believe, scoreboard doesn't say it. They should only have one timeout left. I think
Well-
Brush has got 2.
You know, on the plus side here, okay, Fort Morgan scores whatever it is. It's in Brush's hands to win the game from this point on. Got plenty of time on the clock.
Win it or close it out, one of the two.
Yep.
I don't want Fort Morgan to touch the ball again. They faked it up the middle. Sorry, Nana ran an out route there. That was a really nice setup play. I don't want to say anything, but there was definitely a push-off, but we'll let it go.
And the defense was all sucked inside, knowing that they were going to run inside. Everybody took that inside pressure and left him on the outside one-on-one coverage, and of course the pass gets completed for a 2-point conversion.
Score knotted up at 17 all with 4:28 to go in the fourth quarter. Brush is going to get the ball back with a chance to win it. Brush already set to return here. Morgan taking her sweet time to get out there.
You got a lot of big boys in that front line. Christian Astorga's up there. You know, you got Gunnar Washburn. You got Eli Klein. I mean, those are some big boys on that front line.
You know, if I'm Coach Davies and I see that,
Where are you going to kick the ball?
I might kick it right at him.
For the kickoff.
It's a gutsy move, but man alive. They kick it deep. Might be the worst kick here. This second line return man is going to catch it. That's Percy Odell. Flag flies. Clear up to the 25-yard line.
Flag on the field.
It's going against Brush.
It is against Brush.
Block in the back or a holding call?
Holding. I think the quarterback, Marquez, just got his butt chewed for not getting out on defense.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, guys. Give me a break. Brush is going to have to start here inside the 20-yard line. 4:22 to go. 80-plus yards to go to try and win this thing. Give it to Tanner Ludgate.
Number
Off
44,
the right.
Richie Bruno on the carry.
I don't think so, announcer man.
2-yard gain.
2 yards for number 37. Seven carries for Tanner. Same formation. Turn around, give it to Juan Sanchez. Same play. Picks up a couple.
The momentum has definitely shifted to the Fort Morgan defense right now. They have turned it up a notch, and they are just stuffing it to the Brush offensive line. They are not having the success they had earlier.
3 yards there for Sanchez. 3rd and 5. Rico under center. They give it to Bruno off the left side. He's hit almost immediately. Picks up one, maybe two. Fort Morgan is going to call a timeout here. So it's 4th and 4.
Timeout, left team.
I think it's punt block time again. They're going to set it up. And, I mean, it's a good what a better
Oh, yeah.
place to call it than
No,
right
yeah.
now. I mean, inside their own 25-yard line,
No.
put the pressure in. Offensive line has had a hard time blocking the defense, and so now you bring in these quicker guys to get in there and block the punt.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And Brush has got to know that's going to be coming. They have got to make sure that they've got that whole side taken care of, that they cannot let that pressure get in there.
4th down for Brush after the timeout.
Fort Morgan's got 3 men deep.
Their block team is on the line again to Brush's left side of the line.
Gosh, do you even try running a fake to the right?
No.
It's a lot of green grass over there. They try a hard count. They don't get them. Bruno. An end-over-end punt here. Lands on the other side of the 50. Takes a good brush bounce. It's going to roll almost down to the Fort Morgan 40. Call it 42-yard line.
Run is down at the 42-yard line. 1st and 10.
So now with 3 minutes to go in the 4th, Fort Morgan has their chance to win this thing.
Brush has got to find a way to get a turnover. They got to get a stop. First of all, they got to stop on 1st down. They've got to make sure that they are limiting any kind of gains, and then somehow maybe get some kind of a turnover. Maybe send a blitz, off the backside one time. Hopefully they can blow the play up, get the ball, turn the ball over, and get a chance to get this ball back in their hands and try to win the game.
Fort Morgan sticking with that formation that brought him here. Wide right, one left. Crystal set again. Fullback goes in motion right to the left. Brown give it to Ortega. Ortega goes up the middle off the right side, tries a spin move. Down across the 50, a yard short of the first, give him 9.
A lot of emotion on that football field between these two teams, and right now Brush's linebackers kind of seem like they're playing a little tentative. They're not coming up, they're waiting for the ball carrier to get to them, and that, as that result, gives 5, 6, 7 yards down the field.
2nd 1. And I might have been wrong. Maybe Morgan had 2 timeouts there. Maybe they're down to 1 now. I don't know. I apologize. Same formation, shotgun set. Marquez is looking deep. He's going across the middle of the field. Pass falls incomplete, overthrew Sorinana.
Great coverage. Brush was in a cover 2 defense there. That receiver tried to split those two, but both defensive backs were right there to break on the ball, and an incomplete pass.
Percy Odell, one of them back there. Clock stops at 2:18. 3rd and 1.
Brush bringing a lot of pressure. That last down brought a lot of pressure in his face.
Langford's the man split out far to the right here. Proctor's on him. They give it to the running back there. He stopped short. He is stopped short.
It's going to be a very close spot here. This referee on the near side looks like he did not get it.
He's short, but the one on the far side looks like he's right at it.
Yep.
They do give it to him, but I was looking right down the 1st down marker. That was Ben Fritzler, the sophomore, who gets a yard.
.203 to go in the 4th quarter.
Marquez is looking to throw it again. Tries to go outside to comebacker. Ball's incomplete. Intended man was Dawson Call.
Well, and you know that with them throwing the ball and incompleting the incomplete passes is to Brush's benefit right now. So we'll take that.
That's good for Brush.
Playing solid defense, stop the clock, gives them a chance to get the ball back.
If you're Coach Davies, why are you doing that?
I don't understand it. That's what I say. That's been typical of Fort Morgan football for the last 20 years.
Ortega's last 4 carries, he's gone 8, 2, 10, and 9. Second down at 10. Pass again. They go up to Soriano. Soriano, high pass, couldn't handle it.
That ball's incomplete.
That's at least the 2nd drop there by number 1.
Yeah. Bringing up the 3rd down now. And 10. And once again, the clock is stopped.
Minute 48 to go in the 4th.
3rd down.
I think they probably go up top here again. They are. They're going to bring Sorinana and Langford to the right side. The ball's about in the middle of the field.
I look for their tight end to run a crossing route. Well, they don't have a tight end. He's wide out now.
They got a
Yep.
fullback to the right here. Ortega's going to split out. They go screen to Soriano. Oh, there's a hold. There's a huge hold.
Right in front of the referee.
Bruno was held. Finally, the
There it
back
comes.
judge throws the flag. I don't know if the flag's going to go
Angel Lopez, sorry, Nara.
with where that flag's
There's a
going.
flag
There.
on the
Yep.
field.
Okay, thank
Block in the back.
goodness. Good grief.
And that block in the back was on Percy Odell, right back around the 50 or the 45-yard line of Brush. So great call by the referee to see that. Brings him back. Brush gets a restart again.
I didn't even watch the rest of the play after Bruno got held. I was looking for the flag. It was a nice play there by Soriano, but I mean it was all set up by the hold there. And I mean that was in broad daylight. All right, so 3rd and about 14. 2 left, 1 right. Shotgun set. Ortega picks up the block there. Richie Bruno. Ball's going deep. Is that? Ooh. Proctor nearly picks that ball off. Him and Langford were step for step down the Brush sideline. Proctor basically ran the route for him.
That looked like he was throwing the ball to Proctor on that down. Oh, my gosh.
That was a great job by Langford to break up the pick. I mean, Proctor had it all the way.
Yep.
4th down for the Mustangs.
That is the 21st pass attempt for Marquez.
And Tyler, did they ever run the ball in this series right now?
I don't think so.
Never.
Flag flies on the punt attempt. False start on Morgan. 1:31 to go in the fourth the fourth quarter. It's going to back him up 5. Sanchez is standing back inside the 20. He'll probably walk up to about the 20.
Don't quite understand their thinking, but it's been definitely to Brush's advantage right now.
Yep, 100%. Snap back. Brush brings the house here. High kick, good kick. It's going to go out of bounds about the 30-yard line, shy of the 30. Call it the 31-yard line. Not too bad. Could be better, could be worse for Brush to start what is hopefully the last offensive possession of this game. Minute 26 to go in the fourth. Score tied all at 17.
Lots of chewing going on back and forth between these two teams and on the sidelines and after every play with different players from both sides of the ball.
Don't pick up a stupid penalty.
Yeah, and
Don't do that. Well, good news for Brush is if we do go into overtime, they've got more experience in it.
Yep.
Haven't gone through it the week before. Got a man split out wide right. Going to send Wiley Eicher over there to that side now. He's in tight. Turn around, fake the handoff. Rico's rolling right, looking for a man. He's got to tuck it and run.
Yep.
He throws it in the ground. Good decision. Good decision by Eric Rico.
Well, our tight end that time, they were in the 400 formation where they had the tight end on the left side. They had both our slot and our flanker to the right. He's rolling it's a rollout pass, like a bootleg pass, and that tight end is supposed to drag across and try to find the opening. He couldn't find any opening there, and therefore he had to throw the ball away.
Ludgate will take a breather at minute 18 to go in the fourth.
2nd down for the
Sanchez will
visitors.
come in. Proctor will be split out wide right. Brody Dick's going to be tight end to the left. Eicher's in tight to the right side as well. They roll out again. They throw a little back shoulder here. Eicher's wide open. He's got the first down. Breaks the tackle, gets a block. Wait for your blockers, young man. He gets down to the 40-yard line. Coach Rosenbach's going to call a timeout. He does. Perfect.
Pass is completed.
Perfect.
Number 8,
Man, if he had waited for his blockers there, he's got green grass ahead of him.
He had
But
2 guys out there that were right there waiting to set up blocks for him. He just got a little too impatient.
25 yards on the dot. That's Eric Rico's first completion of the game. What do we got going on here?
Got going on here.
Oh,
We
there's
got
a flag.
holding.
Clear back. Are you kidding
10
me?
yards clock back.
These tiny windows in the press box
God,
didn't
you
even
can't see anything.
Didn't even see the flag way back there. That's a bummer.
Holding call. Wow, big play taken away by a penalty.
I watched Eicher that whole play.
Yep.
He ran like he's going to run across to the right, and then he just slipped out. And Rico kind of had to throw it off his back shoulder there. Throw it off his back foot, I mean.
It's kind of almost like it wasn't up for grab pass. I mean, he just threw it up there hoping Wiley could get underneath and catch that ball.
Good play design. Penalty negates it. Instead, it goes to 1:06 to go in the fourth. Rush is way back now at the 25-yard line.
Up to them once again. They roll out to the right of that waggle pass. Just get out there and see if he can find somebody open and hopefully get it downfield again.
Weiker's in tight on the left side. Proctor's out to the right.
Delay
Flag
game.
flies, delay game. That's not going to help matters
Delay
either.
of game against Rush. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Boy, we are going the wrong way.
1:06 to go in the fourth quarter. Whew, man.
Pretty good back and forth game here. Proctor and Eicher are split out to the left here. Rico's going to roll right. Hunter Proctor's wide open there. Oh, beautiful play by Charlie Langford. As Wiley Eicher had it at the highest point,
By number 2.
and Langford came in at the perfect time to knock that pass loose.
Yep.
And I believe there's a holding
Just
call
like you
against
preach those drills and you drill them every day in practice for defensive backs, that once that ball's up there, you got to get it, you got to pop it out.
That was a
That
beautiful
penalty
play.
is declined.
Wasn't going to be a first down by any means
It is
because
now
Brush is
third down.
like 3rd and 25 now.
Brush also had a holding call on that last play, and it was declined, so that'll bring up the third down.
Man alive. Sanchez will run the play in real fast. We are right under a minute to go in the fourth. 3rd and forever. Got to pick up something here to at least give yourself a chance to punt this thing back. They give it to Bruno off the right side. Bruno picks up a couple, maybe.
Fort Morgan calls a timeout.
Well, I was way wrong.
Reserve
They
some of those.
had all 3 timeouts
Yep.
when I thought they only had 1. That's definitely their last one, though, with 52 seconds to go. Brush needs a really good punt here.
Yeah. .52 seconds to go. Clock stop. Brush is going to punt the ball. If you're Fort Morgan, what are you going to do, Tyler? You going to air it out again? Take a couple shots to the end zone?
Well,
Be happy to try to go to overtime?
first thing I'm doing is I'm setting up a big return.
Yep.
I don't really care to send that many guys. I'd set up a big return, and then yeah, I'm going for the win. I'm
They're
airing
gonna-
it out again.
They're going to go for the punt block.
Live by the sword, die by the sword, I guess.
Yep. They're going to punt block. They're going to try to get another big play here, and then hopefully have, if he does punt it, get what you can.
Yeah, they have Soriano and Langford back as 2 return men, and then Romero standing in front of them. Soriano's back around the 40, 35. Langford's in between the 40 and 45. Romero standing at the 45 with Brush. Not a bad kick by Bruno. It's going to bounce on Fort Morgan's side of the 50. Take a roll out of bounds. Fort Morgan will start
Punt goes
at their
out
own
of bounds at the
48-yard line.
First and 10, Mustangs.
Well, you got time on the clock. You've got no more timeouts, so correct?
That's also I think they're
Yeah.
going to throw it because they
Gotta
don't have any
throw it.
timeouts.
You got Marquez down at the bottom here. I think they'll take their chances again with, or throwing to not Marquez, but Marquez throwing to Langford, who's been successful before.
Yep, I'm looking at Langford. You might try and get Soriano here across the middle, but
Yep.
his hands have been iffy throughout the game here.
Also look for like a crossing route with this, where Langford goes inside, Soriano comes on the outside down like a wheel route down the sideline.
Shotgun set. Marquez is looking that way. A little double move there. He goes deep. This ball well out of reach. Fort Morgan wants a flag. They're not going to get it. Shouldn't get it. Gosh, this one I think it's well
He
out of
should
reach.
not-
He's still got his fingertips on it.
Should not be able to get that deep on our defensive backs. got to stay deep. Stay in his hip pocket.
22 pass attempts for J.J. Marquez this evening.
Yep, he's aired it out.
37 seconds to go. Score all tied. Are we headed for another overtime game? Second in as many games to start the season for your Beat Diggers. They got to hold off Fort Morgan's final chance here. They throw a screen here, or they try to throw the screen to Ortega. He threw it behind him. That pass falls incomplete.
Third down for the Mustangs.
Burn 3 seconds off the clock. Third down now. Ortega's going to go out to the left this time. They're going to go deuces to either side.
I'd look for them sneaking somebody up to the nearest on the short side of the field.
Jackson
That's
Weidrichs.
slot.
Yeah, Jackson Weidrichs, the slot man here on the left side. Marquez looked that way and tries to keep it. He's trying to get to the sideline. Flag flies. He got out of bounds, but it should be a holding
We've
call.
got a flag on the field.
They actually threw it and hit number 47 with the flag.
Yeah, Oscar Ramirez.
I don't know if it was on him, but they threw it right at his head. Holding indeed on Fort Morgan, so that'll back him up with 26 seconds to go.
Third down.
So now, from the 43-yard line, on their own side of the field, Fort Morgan. Weidrich will go out, lone man to the left. Sorignana and Langford to the right. There's a rock the baby signal from one of the coaches. We'll see what that means. Marquez from the pistol. He'll give it to Ortega. Ortega up the middle. Big hitter there by Ortega. Ball came out.
On the ground.
Ball came out. Rush recovers. Odell's on it. 18 seconds. Ortega's got to be beside
Ball on the
himself.
play is recovered by
That was a
Drummond.
huge run and a first down. But Ortega coughs it up now with 18 seconds. I don't know what Brush can do. How many timeouts does Coach Rosenbrock
I
have?
think one.
One timeout. Ball is at the Brush 37-yard line.
If you're going to try anything, you're going to want to have him roll, but you got to get max protection. Roll into his right and send somebody down. Send the tight end down the middle of the field.
Timeout, Brush.
So Brush will burn a timeout with 18 seconds.
You can't expect him to try to sit back there in that pocket. He's not going to be able to see. He's going to have to roll out, and you're going to have some routes that come crossing or dragging across the field and take your chances on that far sideline.
And he doesn't have the arm that Marquez has.
No.
You can't throw it down the sideline on just a straight go route. You got to have a little misdirection in there somewhere.
Colorado, Old Connect. McDonald Toyota, Fort Morgan.
Boy, with Marquez in that play, that's a first down. They come up. You know, who knows what happens? Who knows what they do? Maybe they go deep the next play. Game over. But right now, it's in Brush's favor because of the big turnover. Now they got the ball in their hands. And unless, of course, if they can't score in the last 18 seconds, they assure themselves they're going to go into overtime. And then it's a 0-0 game all over again.
Brush still hasn't broke their sideline huddle yet. Here they come. See what Coach Rosenbrock has up his sleeve. Got to be something Fort Morgan hasn't seen yet.
First and 10, Brush after the timeout.
They got Tanner Ludgate in the
Yeah.
slot out there.
Wiley Eichers to
Wiley.
his outside. Hunter Proctor's to the left here. Bruno's in the backfield. Rico's going to be in the shotgun.
Yep.
Fort Morgan's going to send 5 guys. He's going to drop straight back. He's going to throw it up deep. Proctor's got to come back to the ball. He's got it. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, he had to come back and get it. He took his eyes off it and dropped it.
Yep. And Rico was hit as soon as he threw that ball, was back on the ground again. I just think that they've got to roll him because he's not able to set his feet solid and deliver that ball. That's why there's not a lot of zip on it, at least from what I'm watching and his footwork and how that ball comes out of his hand. They've got to roll him to the right.
Timeout, Brush.
Coach Rosenbrock's going to call another timeout,
We had 2.
apparently. You're about as good as that as I am.
Yeah. And And then if we do go into overtime, we get two
Two more.
timeouts, 2 more.
I did read through the rule book a
Did
little
you?
bit after last week.
Starts from the 10-yard line,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, 4 plays.
There's a lot of rules in high school
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I lasted about 10 minutes.
Yep.
That's enough.
Once you go into your second overtime, you got to go for 2.
Yep.
Trey Romero's out of the game right now. He's been a solid defensive end for Fort Morgan all game long, so now he's out of there. Not sure why.
Rush jogs back on. Eicher and Proctor are split out both to the right. That's the wide side of the field here. Shotgun set. 2 running backs. Rico's going to roll to his right.
Yep.
They block for him here. They throw it to Proctor. Complete or incomplete, doesn't matter much.
No.
They do call it incomplete with 7 seconds to go.
Fastball is incomplete.
Unless something out of the ordinary happens, Tyler, we're going into overtime.
Yep, I would say we're headed that way for the second week in a row. Brush is going to be overtime veterans by the end of the season if we keep this up.
Yes, definitely. I think.
You know, I'll be kind of excited to see what they bring after last week.
Yeah.
It'll be a really good learning experience. Same formation here. 2 running backs to the right. Rico in the shotgun. He launches up. He's going to throw it deep. There's literally nobody there.
Nope.
And this isn't good. Langford picks this thing off. The clock is at 0, but you need to tackle him.
There's a flag.
Flag
Flags all over the
flies.
place.
He does finally.
Pass is intercepted.
He does
by
finally
two
get brought
Charlie
down.
Langford.
So we're headed to overtime.
Multiple flags on the play.
There was a Fort Morgan, 2 Fort Morgan Mustangs down. Now there's only 1. There's a brush
Wait
beat
there.
digger down.
Yeah, there's players laying all over the place out there. I don't understand. Blocks in the back, blocks taking people out after they're running when they're running down the field after an interception. Yep, Langford's coming limping off. Field's just littered with flags.
Well, there's a holding there on the return to Fort Morgan.
The block in the back penalty against Fort Morgan.
I don't know what that hand signal is, but
Block
it's
in the
against
back.
Fort Morgan as
Block in
well.
the back.
Block in the back.
Yep.
So we are indeed headed to overtime. Second week in a row for Brush. We'll see what they've learned from a week ago. We'll have to have another coin toss here to see who's going to do what first.
Yep. You know, I've never been a part of anything like this where you've had 2 back-to-back overtime games. I don't think I've ever watched 2 back-to-back overtime games in any football, whether high school, college, pro, whatever it was. I don't think I can ever remember going 2 back-to-back overtime games.
You know, I think when I was in college, I think Wyoming went a couple back-to-back to start the year.
Uh-huh.
They had a Northern Illinois to start the season that started late. It was rain delay, lightning delay. By the time that game got over, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. That's back when Josh Allen was still the quarterback.
And in Laramie?
Laramie on opening night was okay.
Yeah.
Weather was okay.
Yeah.
I think it was just some lightning delays. But that clip, they have Josh Allen at Wyoming where he dives across the goal line where nobody's around him. That was
That was the game?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, interesting just to see what happens with Brush here. Well, how do they approach this? Like we said earlier, they've already been in an overtime game, so it's nothing new. They know what to expect. They know how many downs it is, and they know what you got to do. It's just a matter of executing the ball now. Executing the play. No turnovers, no mistakes.
Kind of waiting on Fort Morgan to send their captains out.
Yeah.
I like to know what the holdup is here.
Yeah, the referees are right there waiting for him. I'm sure they called him, and
So now they put time on the clock. Oh, they put 3 minutes on the clock. I wondered what the
it's
Fort
3 minutes.
Morgan coaches.
Probably a little bit of time in between. I don't know. Last week we didn't have 3 minutes.
I don't
on
remember
there.
that.
Yeah.
We still got a minute 40, but
Okay.
we'll go ahead and just stay on air. We don't need to send it back. I think if you win the toss, you go defense first.
Yep.
Get your stop.
Yep.
You got to get one way or another. So
Yeah, it's amazing. It kind of blows my mind that we're sitting at week number 2 in another overtime game.
Good learning experience, though,
Yep.
especially for these younger players. You got to think a lot of these players, it goes beyond just this year, too. They'll be able to look back on this
Yeah.
when they're juniors and seniors and what to do, what not to do.
Yeah, I was listening to the interview with the '94 team. They were talking to Dave Bondi about his how he played. You know, being a young guy on a very veteran team with a lot of guys, and I think Ryan Rourke got hurt, so Bondi had to step in there at linebacker. And being surrounded by all those upperclassmen that were playmakers, you know, he said, you know, you just never know when you're going to get your chance to get in there and play. And that, he said, that played really huge for him in the rest of his career as far as a brush beat digger. So,
I believe
you know, these things definitely, like you said, they'll look back at them, remember the time when they got in and had 2 back-to-back overtime games. They got in, they played, and what the results were.
So believe it or not, the captains are finally walking out there. They cut Crazy Train off at a really nice time.
Yep.
Explaining the overtime rules as refs like to do.
Captains for Brush, Brody Dick, Eric Rico, and I believe Wiley Eicher, right?
No, I think it's 67. One of our big guys.
Yeah,
Gunnar
so it's
Washburn.
Gunnar Washburn, it's
Yeah.
Brody Dick, and Eric Rico.
So Brush will call the coin toss here.
Looks like they won the toss, I think.
Yeah, I would say they did because they're going to be on defense first. Fort Morgan wants to go to the east end zone.
It appears the Mustangs will start on offense.
All right, here we go. Overtime number 1.
All right, so if you're Coach Davies, I think I know what he's going to do. But what do you do if you're
Well,
coach?
He'll
10
probably
yard.
throw the ball.
He'll probably
throw the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
He'll probably throw the ball.
Yeah. And then look for him to, you know, a little rollout. Try to look for Langford in the corner. Get it over with real quick.
Yeah, a jump ball. Yeah.
But what he should do, he should go back to what his bread and butter was all night long. Just run the ball. He had success doing that at times.
That's 10 yards.
Yeah, that's all you got to go
You're
is
not
10
going
yards.
40.
No.
You're going 10 yards.
This is where you like to see, I mean, you want your defense in these situations. This is where you find out it's a gut check right now. We played a whole entire game of football, and now we're in overtime, and we got to find out just how tough we are, and how mentally tough we are, how physically tough we are.
First and goal, Mustangs at the 10-yard line.
Sorignana is going to be split out to the right. Langford's going to be to the left. Pistol set. Tight ends in a receiver stance. Bunched in tight to the right, as is the fullback. I think they're going to turn around. I think they're going to turn around and hand this thing off.
Yep.
They tried to hard count there. Didn't get brushed bite. They should turn around and hand this thing off the right side. Low snap, that's what they do. Ortega's got to turn it up the middle of the field. He gets picked up off his feet and dropped at the 10-yard line. No
1 yard
gain.
loss on the play. And on the tackle, number 44, Richie Bruno. Second down.
They wanted to go. They wanted to go right. Ortega said no. I want to go up the middle instead. He made it nowhere.
And the nice thing, there's no clock you have to worry about here. There's no time on the clock, so you can a little more flexibility.
Flip the formation here. Pass they do. Marquez tried to throw an out route to Sorignana that falls incomplete. I know he completed it down there for a touchdown earlier. That's such a tough throw.
Yeah.
For a high school quarterback.
That's a long throw across the field.
Between the sideline and the numbers, that is ridiculously hard. So now it's third down. All right, they're going to go 3 out wide right this time.
I look-
Fullback split way out to the right.
I'd look for them to sneak
They're
Ramirez
going to
out
roll
there.
that way. Ooh, Tanner Ludgate brings the blitz. Marquez steps up in the pocket, finds his man. He drops short of the goal line. Boy, that was a shifty move there by Marquez to get away from Tanner Ludgate. Sorry, Nana picks up 9. Ooh, man. 2 catches for number 1 tonight for the Mustangs.
Marquez comes out of the game.
4th down, goal to go from the 1. Rush needs a stop. Look for that 2-point play. Look for Soriano out here on an island. Hunter Proctor's going to be on him.
It's me on running Oscar Ramirez right up the middle. But he's blocking.
He's
right
blocking.
behind his blocking.
Ooh, low snap.
Ball on the
Marquez.
ground.
Oh, man. Oh, low snap. Marquez.
Just threw the ball forward.
I don't know what he did there. I don't know why he did that.
Defense comes up with the stop.
Yep, that's all that matters. Defense comes up with the stop. Now Brush. Now, if you're Fort Morgan, if you're banking on something, bank on 44 getting it 4 straight times.
Yep.
The first and goal, Brush at the 10-yard line.
Oh, low snap. Marquez had a hole, but that low snap held him up.
That was 2 low snaps back to back. Those 2 last 4th and 3rd down, both were low snaps, and that changed the whole complexity of the play there for them, what they could do with it.
Good defensive stand there by Brush. They've got a chance now to put this thing away. Bruno and Sanchez are your running backs. Wiley Eicher, Hunter Proctor out either side. Richie Bruno gets it indeed. Plows forward for 3 or 4. 3 it is.
Run that play, run it to the other side now. Split the formation, put the tight end on the other side, and run it there.
To the 6-yard line.
Math wasn't
7-yard
my
goal.
strongest suit, but 3, 6, 9, 12 puts you in the end zone. Same formation. Tanner Ludgate replaces Juan Sanchez, and Coach Rosenbrock not too happy. Calls one of his 2 timeouts.
Yeah. Obviously, the offense wasn't lined up. They weren't in the right formation that he wanted them to do because he called that timeout really quick. I'm not sure where they wanted to be. If you're looking at the strength of the offense, the tight end was on the left side. We had 2 receivers to the right, so.
Out of the timeout, they will try over on 2nd down. 7 yards to go. Need to put it in the end zone. So if you kick a field goal, you got to get 1 more stop.
Yeah. You want to punch it in the end zone, get this game over with.
Yeah, 100%. Student section going strong still. 9:42 at night. Tied up 17 all. Brush 2nd down. Goal to go. Trying to put this thing away in overtime. Bruno and Ludgate are your running backs. Oh my gosh. That's a busted play. I don't know what happened.
Number
That's
41, Noah
The
Aguirre
exact
tackle.
opposite of what needed to happen.
Like a
Yeah, they brought the
5-yard
blitz that
loss
time
on the
between
3rd
our right
down.
guard and our right tackle, and there was nobody to pick it up.
Rico gets dropped about the 11-yard line. Try over again. 3rd down. Turn around. Give it to Bruno. Bruno spun around. Tries to break a tackle. Dives forward for a couple.
Right at the 8-yard line.
It is now 4th down.
25 carries for 44 tonight.
That means they kick a field goal.
They're going to kick a field goal. They make it. They need a stop.
Yep.
Rico was good from 35 for the first points of the game. Fort Morgan's going to burn. Oh, yeah, Fort Morgan's going to burn a timeout here, try and ice him. But he's good from 35. This one's going to be a 25-yarder.
Interesting.
That's some faith in your defense.
Yep.
I don't mind it. Your defense has been really good. The only reason it's tied is there was that long bomb there to Langford.
Yeah.
They got them within 2.
And we're in 5 quarters of play.
Snap down, kick is up. It's got the leg. Does it got the distance? It is good.
His field goal is good.
Game over.
Game over. I
Game over.
thought with a
Brush
field
scored.
goal, Brush would have to get a stop, but apparently not. I apologize for the lack of enthusiasm, but Rico puts it home. Brush wins the game 20-17. Well, if it's that easy, why don't you just kick a field goal on first down then? We'll take a quick timeout, come back with your postgame show. Brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions right here on 1010 KSAR, KSR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Welcome in to the Brush Beat Digger postgame show brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Get a full plan of seed, food, and water for your field. Now is the time to begin your planning for next year's growing season. Call Dusty or Roxy at 970-571-2024. Your Brush Beat Diggers come out on top after their second overtime game in as many weeks. They fall to Wiggins last week. They come back. They redeemed themselves here against Fort Morgan in Morgan. That's 2 years in a row. They were able to knock off their cross-county rival. We'll get into the stats here real quick. First for the Mustangs, Marquez on the ground, 7 carries for 34 yards. Ortega led the way, 15 carries for 80 yards. Romero had a couple carries for 8 yards. And then it goes down the line there. Marquez through the air, kind of a tough night, 8 of 25, 94 yards. Did have a couple of touchdown throws. The big one to Langford, a 45-yarder that made it 17-15. They were able to complete the 2-point conversion there to tie it in the fourth. I mentioned Langford, 4 catches, 61 yards, and a couple scores there. Ortega had a catch for 12, and Soriano, he had a couple drops in the game. He finishes with 2 catches and 21 yards. For the Brush Beat Diggers, number 44, he led the way on the ground, 104 yards on 24 carries for Richie Bruno. He had a couple scores as well. Tanner Ludgate, 7 carries for 55 yards. Juan Sanchez, he had a big one for 37. 7 carries, 58 yards. Eric Rico toted the rock a couple times. Rico through the air. Not a 1 completion, did have an interception, but guess what, Ron, it doesn't matter because he kicked 2 field goals and 1 was the game winner.
And exactly it, Tyler. That's exactly what you look for when you work on that all summer long. You try to perfect that kicking game. You know sometime down the line it's going to come in handy, and it came in tonight, and it results in a victory for Brush. And what a way to close this game out. You know, looking across the field right now, Tyler, all the players, here's what I'm really impressed with. We had an amazing student section that came over and showed up. They all gathered around the football team there when Coach Rosenbrock was talking, and they were behind the team. You talk about excited and buying into this football team and this football season. That student section right there in Brush High School has shown that they are behind these guys and they support them. And what a great feeling for that football team and that coaching staff out there.
Did you see the coaches when the kick went through? They were the first ones that were
exactly.
15, 20 yards on the field. I mean, they were stoked. Yep. I apologize. I thought if you kicked a field goal there on your first possession, you were going to have to get one more stop, but I'm going to have to brush up on my overtime rules, apparently, if Brush is going to continue down this road. I wonder. I'll give Coach Rosenbrock a couple minutes, see if he wants to come up here. Once again, postgame show brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. 2 overtime games in 2 consecutive weeks. I mean, it was a good back-and-forth game, Ron. I mean, Brush goes up by a field goal. They go up 10-0 in the first half. They blank Morgan in the first half. They came back out. Morgan did. They really relied on Marquez. They put it in the air as much as they needed to tie it. Bruno was able to get another score there in the fourth quarter. You thought that was enough. Langford hits the big one for 45 yards. They get the 2-pointer to Soriano, and then it was a gutted out couple extra possessions there in the fourth, under 3 minutes to go. I think both teams had 2 possessions in that 3 minutes there. Neither one could get it done. We go into overtime. Huge stop there. Huge stop on Fort Morgan's first attempt on offense. They get the 9-yard completion, and then Marquez, that low snap, he doesn't get across the goal line, and Brush is able to – they overcome the missed play there by Rico that sets them back on third down or on second down, and they get a couple yards on third, and Rico kicks the field goal, puts it away.
Yep, I mean, on the road, you're always dealing with adversity with the other crowd and the home team right here and the home crowd. What a great way to be able to battle through that and come out on top. This has always been the type of game that has kind of set the season and set the tone for each one of these football teams. Whoever usually wins this game, a lot of times the success they have for the rest of the year hinges off this game here. So let's just hope that that's a great building block for this football team to establish more confidence with them and get them on the road to a winning season.
They got a couple weeks to let it marinate, feel good about themselves. You mentioned it, they're off next week. They will welcome in Yuma on September 15th. We'll be there from Brush. It's going to be a heck of a game and a heck of a season if it keeps going this way.
Yeah.
I'm okay losing a little bit of sleep as long as Brush comes out on top of these overtime games.
Exactly. I mean, that's exactly what you're looking forward to. And Yuma's going to come in. They're a tough team in that 1A classification. Yuma, we've had a long tradition of playing against them in Brush when they were in our classification, when they were in our league. We always battled back and forth a lot. And so to see those guys come back in again, and like we said, we put them on the schedule last year. This is our second year of the cycle. So it's going to be very interesting to see how well they come in. They're going to come in. They'll be prepared. They're a well-coached football team. Coach Rosenbach's just got to make sure he gets his guys ready to go.
I'll give Coach Rosenbach a couple more weeks to figure out getting up here for this interview thing. Post-game show, once again, brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Call Dusty or Roxy at 970-571-2024. Ron and I are ready to go to bed. We're going to call it a night. Thank you to Rose back at the station, doing a great job as always. Thank you guys for tuning in to Beat Digger Football on 1010 KSIR, KSR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We're off next week. We're back on the 15th. Everybody, enjoy the week off. We'll see you in 2 weeks from Brush as they get ready to take on the Yuma Indians.
Have a safe holiday.
Absolutely. Get home safe, everybody.